welcome into the latest edition of the Second Half Draft Show. I'm your host, Juice, joined by Headley and Drew. And of course, we have a 2-round 2025 NFL mock draft on tap for this evening, post NFL Combine. Obviously, new information to process and effectively leverage as it relates to mock drafts moving forward. But before we get to that, I did want to talk a little bit about the Combine. I do want to spend 10 or so minutes here talking about the Combine, and a lot of guys ran really fast in this Combine. We saw some really explosive athletic testing from a litany of players, perhaps none more impressive than Nick Emmanwori, who's at 6'3", 220, and considering the type of athletic testing that he had, just jumped out of the gym, 43-inch vertical, sub 4.4, like just insane types of athletic testing there. But a lot of guys ran really well. I want to talk about who in your mind really help themselves, maybe force you to kind of go back to the tape as it relates to evaluations to see, okay, are you really that fast? Do you play as fast as you ran on the track? And then guys that may not necessarily have done all that well and may have hurt their draft stock and ultimately speaking. So I'll start with you, Drew. Your thoughts on who kind of helped themselves and perhaps someone who may have hurt their draft stock based on a poor NFL Combine performance.
So I'm gonna take some low hanging fruit. We was talking about it earlier in the Patreon, but my brother had brought him up earlier. I didn't realize he ran this fast. I looked it up. Was Maxwell Hairston for a 4.28 explosive. I know we were comparing him against our guy Jabbar Muhammad. You know what I'm saying, in terms of some drills that they ran not together, but they ran side by side, and it wasn't pretty for Jabbar Muhammad. I didn't think he was gonna blow up the Combine, but I didn't think he would do as poorly as he did. So maybe the pro day will be a little bit better. He'll run the 38-yard dash. You know what I'm saying? Clean that up. But Hairston, I mean, he impressed, bro. And the thing about him, I didn't expect him to run as fast, but good for him that he ran the 4.28. But everything else that I saw, he checked. He didn't really confirm anything. Everything that the numbers that he showed up in terms of what he did, in terms of drills that he did, makes sense to me. Like it 2 + 2
when
is
it comes
4
to
for
company.
him. No surprises there. And then something else I was gonna add with him. Oh, and then at his size, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's a smaller corner. So like we were saying earlier, in terms of guy being a smaller corner, you gotta you know what I'm saying? You gotta show up on that Combine, on those numbers, on that Sparky, as they call it, or is it Raz now? Is that what it is? It's called Raz now. Is that it's been stapled as Raz?
I don't see anybody call it Sparky anymore.
Okay,
Sparky must have fell off.
So now it's the Raz score, and he stood out, and Jabbar Muhammad is the other one who did not stand out for me. There was one more. It was actually two more. Running back. It was
before you move on,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about Hairston's performance and then ultimately kind of where you had him prior to the Combine and now post Combine. But I mean, just looking at his numbers, you mentioned he's a smaller defensive backs. I think he's lighter. I wouldn't consider
lighter.
him
small.
My bad. Because
Yeah.
I mean, 5'11" is good height. The solid height, not exceptional, but solid height as a defensive back here, cornerback, and then I think the 31-inch arms is significant. You know what I'm saying? With that kind of play speed, that athleticism, the 1.5 10-yard split, obviously great. Damn near 40-inch vertical jump, broad jump is pretty explosive. Like, he checked all the boxes. But then, of course, you see it on film. It's not as if you don't see it on film. He plays with that springiness, with that speed. You know what I'm saying? With that explosion. You know what I mean? It was kind of a question as to what how strong he might be, right? How he might hold up in terms of the rigors of the physical parts of the NFL in terms of run support or whatever the case may be. But I think he obviously helped himself a ton, as you mentioned. And on the other end of the spectrum with Jabbar Muhammad, and I'll pull him up here in just a second, it just, unfortunately, the testing was poor, right? And when you're a smaller player, you can't afford to be a average or below average athlete in the eyes of most of these NFL organizations. And while I still very much love the tape, I'm going to take the discount on Jabbar Muhammad on day 3. I think our thought process in terms of why isn't he considered in a more positive light. I think it kind of proved itself out here in terms of testing. Again, I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, considering that I love the tape, right? But you do take that into consideration as to how you ultimately value him within the draft. And, you know, he didn't run the 40, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, on the smaller side, he's 5'9", right? And then a vertical of less than 30 inches, 29 and a half inches, and then shorter arms as well. You know what I'm saying? Like 28, 29-inch arms. You know what I'm saying?
Help me out here.
It just it didn't. It's we call it how we see it, right? The combine was not good for Jabbar Muhammad. Hopefully, he can actually put up some quality athletic testing during his pro day, but the combine wasn't good for him. It's the reality of it.
Yeah, I'll go back to Harrison a little bit, touch on him a little bit, because what he did at the combine ain't surprised me at all. Like, I knew he was super athletic. I knew he was going to be fast. He plays like it on the football field. The movement ability is there. I love his athleticism, his movement ability. I like how he sinks his hips, his fluidity. You know, that's all there. But my biggest questions on Hairston, watching the tape, was against physicality. You know, those bigger wide receivers at the next level. Is he going to hold up? Should he move inside to slot because of his footwork and his speed? But, you know, to me, he was borderline late first round to early second round player for me. And I think the combine has solidified probably a first round guy after those testing numbers. So I'm looking at him as a late first round guy. I had him in the bunch with like Trey Amos, Azariah Thomas, and Maxwell Hairston. Those were the three guys I kind of had bunched up. And I think he might take a step over Thomas and Amos now and be the first corner out of that bunch selected and be a first-round pick. As far as Jabbar Muhammad, that's our guy, bro. And he didn't help himself at all. Like you said, the size concern was the biggest thing for him. And not have the athleticism to go with that, I think he's going to fall to day 3. I think he's going to be a day 3 guy. But I think whatever team gets him in day 3 is going to be an absolute steal because the tape don't lie, man. And he faced against a lot of bigger receivers at the collegiate level, held his own against guys like Jeremiah Smith, the 6-star wide receiver from Ohio State. So, you know, you see it on tape, man. He battles, he competes, especially across the field. He has that makeup speed to kind of close in on the receiver, get his hands on the football. So I like his tape a lot, man. So I think a team will get a steal in the 6th round with Muhammad. Some other guys I thought did well in the combine to help themselves. We know about our guy Matthew Golden from Texas. I think he solidified it. He might be the first receiver off the board now over T-Mac, man, because of the numbers that he put up. You got Shamar Stewart, man. That guy is so big, so fast. The production isn't there for him, but he's going to be a guy that's probably a top 15 pick because of what he did at the combine. Those receivers from Iowa State, Noel and Higgins, I thought they helped themselves a lot. Noel, the explosiveness, the speed, he wins from the slot all the time. I think Higgins is the one that kind of surprised me the most, running that 4.4 at his size. Man, like, I watched the tape and I went back to the tape again, man, and he separates. He separates a lot better than he did last season, and he wins, man. So I think he's going to be a guy that's probably an early second-round pick in the NFL draft.
Do you want to get back in there?
Yeah, real quick. Who did I have? Who was it? Is it Tootin? I want to make sure I'm saying that right.
Yeah, Tootin.
Bashal. Yeah,
Bashal Tootin.
Trying to tell y'all boys in season about that guy, man. It wasn't just against Miami. It wasn't just against Miami. It was against Miami, but it wasn't just against Miami. Yeah, definitely. Big time explosive.
He performed well, blazing speed. And then on the opposite end of that is Amarion Hampton. I think he ran like a 4.5, which I was not expecting. I thought he would have been at least in the 4 range, if not in the 4. No,
he ended up 4.46. He ran 4.46.
4.46. Okay, what was that? Was that his? What was his first run? Because I thought I saw 4.5. Maybe
you might be talking about. Are you talking about Caleb? Because Caleb Johnson didn't run as fast as expected.
No. Yeah. And then I'm gonna talk about 2 Gators real quick. DK.
Gators.
Both 3. Now we're talking about guys who don't play at that speed. I didn't see that when watching him, whether he was at Wisconsin or whether he was at the Gators, and then Montrell Johnson. Yeah. Baby.
Montrell had a good combine. He did.
Yeah.
He did. 4.41 is impressive, bro.
Yes, sir.
Quinshon Judkins, man, he did really well at the combine. As also him and his teammate Travion Henderson. Those guys going to be second round guys, I think, at in the NFL draft. Also, some guys that didn't help themselves for me. You know, I love Tez Johnson, bro, but he didn't run as fast as I thought he was gonna run, man. Like he ran with high 4.4s. He talked about he might break the combine record or something.
Him and Isaiah Bond.
Him and Bond was talking that noise, but he did really good at the 3-cone. You know, the 3-cone,
like elite at the 3-cone, bro.
I think he saved himself there with that 3-cone, man. He's a guy that's gonna win on the inside. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna be a slot receiver at the next level and win. I don't care his size or the 40-yard dash. I just need him to stay healthy. If he stays healthy at the next level, he's going to be open all day at the NFL level. And then Gunnar Helm, the tight end. I don't know if he's dealing with injuries or something, but
he got hurt. He hurt.
He didn't run a good time as well. So I think guys are pushing him down the board. But excellent tape there at Texas for Gunnar Helm.
No, so Helm I think he got hurt on his first 40-yard dash, and he just continued to go through all the drills. Yeah. So I think he kind of put an asterisk against his numbers. Tyler Shoe, I think it was Brady Cook. Threw well. When you're throwing, you gotta give them boys some credit because you're throwing to guys that you don't normally throw to. When you're doing the drills, and I know it's just drills, but I thought they did very well. And then Will Howard did poorly, and that's what I expected. Will Howard is the type of quarterback like you can't just drop him in and expect him to perform. Like he needs the time to kind of gel with guys and go through the drills consistently with knowing how the receivers run. Like he needs that versus guys who you just drop them in and just let them go, right? Tyler Shoe and a Brady Cook. I was actually surprised with Brady Cook how he performed. And I think Jackson Dart was the same way as Will Howard. So, yeah.
All right, good stuff. I mean, I mentioned Amenawari at the top, but just for
that's sick,
posterity.
Bro.
Just for posterity.
That boy a creative player, bro. You know how we get you make the guy 6'3", 220 with 4.3 speed. Like that's Amenawari right there. He's a creative player, bro. It don't make no sense.
Yeah, and I know people are some people are like, well, Malachi didn't test as well. Athleticism isn't testing as well. But when you look at his play speed and the drills, it was the best in the position group. So I take it with a grain of salt, and I'm not throwing cold water on Amenawari because I think Amenawari actually plays with the requisite or a corresponding level of explosiveness, right? But going back to some of those receivers, a lot of them ran really well, sub 4.4, and I just don't see it on tape, bro. Not to mention, it's not the most important thing, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. Right, speed is a great thing, but it's not the most important thing. So you kind of take that with a grain of salt. Sometimes it forces you to go back to the tape, reevaluate certain guys. I always want to cross-reference to make sure that guys actually play that fast, or they've been put in a position to play as fast as they are on the track as it pertains to the 40-yard dash. So always kind of take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, this particular guy, to your point, Headley, is very much a test tube, baby. Right, like this is 43-inch vertical, bro. What? At 220, you're running fourth, bro, and a 10-yard split of 1.4. So it's short area burst as well. It's not just long speed. It's not just build up speed. You understand what I'm saying? It's the short area burst as well. Yeah, he's a problem. He's definitely a problem. Did he do enough to supplant Starks as safety one in your mind, though, coming off the combine?
Nah, I still got Malachi safety one. Just what he does in the pass game, his ability to come down and cover. He can play man, he can play zone. And you talked about it too. Like the play speed is there. He doesn't have the 40-yard dash time as Amenawari, but in those drills, he's plenty fast. And the ball skills is the main thing. I'm not saying Amenawari doesn't have ball skills, but Malachi Starks is elite there, and his cover ability in the slot also offered that versatility. So yeah, I still got Starks as one, man. And then Amenawari at safety two. I think both of those guys are first round players though.
There's a when you watch when I put Malachi Starks up against Amenawari, there is a James Bond to Malachi Starks' game, bro. With it's shaken, not stirred. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this smoothness to it, bro. Versus
I like it.
Amari is more like a Jason Statham, bro. Just run up in there, bullets flying. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different kind of. You know what I'm saying? It's a different kind of thing. So it's we're back to what's your cup of tea, right? I think that's what it kind of comes down to. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna read this real quick before we jump into it. I found this earlier, and I guess the PFF guys were talking, or former PFF guys were talking. So Mike Renner tweeted, he said, when projecting the NFL, wingspan is greater than arm length, wingspan is greater than height. Your sphere of influence on football field starts at your sternum, not your shoulder or the tip of your helmet. You know the first guy that came to my mind when he said this? It's your guy, Juice, from UNC.
Yeah, Willie Lampkin. He got a longer
exactly what came to mind, bro.
Wingspan than Will Campbell.
That's
crazy.
I was gonna tweet it back. I just didn't get back to it. You know what I mean? I was just like, But that's who came to mind. And then Sam Monson, I think that's how you say it. He said plus 80 wingspan, but less than 32. No, that wasn't it. My bad. He said Willie Lampkin, who measured 5'10" at Senior Bowl, has an inch larger wingspan than Will Campbell. You said it, Helly, who is 6'6". So
that's crazy.
That is wild. So Swessinger didn't run the 40. I thought he did. I guess I imagined it. I dreamt it. But he came in much bigger than I think people anticipated. And then you see with that vertical jump, that athleticism. We see it in terms of his pass coverage, how he's able to, run and flip the hips, run the seams. I think that's certainly helped his stock. I think he solidified his, relatively early day 2 billing. I think the momentum was building in that direction anyway, but certainly I think he's probably solidified it now after showing up to the combine with a little bit more weight, but still showing a certain level of athleticism. You got a lot of the linebackers, off-ball linebackers, that are floating around 220, 225. When you start getting into the 240, 245 range and you move like that, well, then that's going to turn some heads. I wanted to talk a little bit about the last couple of comments we had here. Dana was hearing a lot of talk about Emanuwari that disappeared after he ran that 20 or that 40 time at 220. And I'm like, yeah, man, day's done, bro. After that, bro, it's done, bro.
It's over. They tried to reverse. They tried to Derek Brooks reverse him, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what they tried to do, bro. Like, nah, I'm good.
Shout out to DP, man. Get the likes up. We appreciate you guys out there. And as it relates to this point that DP made regarding Starks being the top safety, if you're looking for a traditional, on top, you know what I'm saying, center field type free safety. Yes, without question, I think he's the man as it relates to that. And then he mentioned once it kind of starts to shift, wearing multiple hats and matching up with different skill players, Emanuwari has a leg up. I think certainly in terms of Emanuwari's raw athleticism, he's a more diverse chess piece as it relates to that. But I do not want to take away from Starks' ability to play that slot, bro.
Yeah.
Starks can match up with tight ends and slot receivers just as well as anybody in this class. So I don't want to, while Starks is, I think, certainly at his best when he's playing safety. Why you throwing it to you? Why you got the U up, bro?
Because it's the
safety. It's the safety position.
It's the safety orange position. and green and white colored glasses, bro. That's it. It's okay, bro. Go ahead. Do you think, bro? I got you.
So let's talk about it. Do you think Emanuwari is the better player as it relates to kind of coming down into the box, and not just in terms of a forced run defender, but in terms of coverage, in terms of matching up against the tight ends and the slot receivers? Do you think Emanuwari is a better player, far and away? Is it close? What are your thoughts?
I think Emanuwari, like if we talk about run defense, yes, he has that over Starks, getting to sideline to sideline. There's a physical nature in the run game. Emanuwari over Starks, but in terms of coverage, I think both of them can play man in the slot. But I think in zone is where I think Starks has the advantage of Emanuwari. I think Emanuwari's zone coverage needs a little help. But in terms of man, if Emanuwari is right there with you, he can run with him. He can high point the football, just like Starks can do. So I think it's close. But favor Starks in the pass game in terms of man and zone in the slot?
So let me ask you something, bro. Let me ask you something. So let's say that you're drafting for a team that needs a safety in the first round, right? And you accidentally draft Emawari instead of Starks, bro. You know what I'm saying? You did a Raiders, bro. You drafted Byron Young instead of Byron Young. You feel me? Are you hurt, bro? Like, are you like, damn, we made a mistake? Or are you like, no, I'm straight. I'm good with it, bro.
I think I'm good with either player. And I
Okay.
think what DK's talking about is kind of what you want, what kind of safety you want on your football team.
DP.
But I'm good with either one. Like I said, I think they're both first round talents, and I think Emawari, the ceiling is just immense. Like he could even be better than Starks, in my opinion. I think Starks is better right now overall for me, but I think Emawari with that 6'3", 220, 4'3", that physicality, he could locate the football, high point the football. He could do a lot of different things, and he's getting better. He's getting better as it goes. So yeah, he's scary. I'll be fine with either one of those two guys at safety.
Can't hear you, bro.
Mute.
Oh, I'll take my one mute for the day. I think Emawari has made it a conversation in terms of who is the top safety. I think going in, even with a very strong season, because Emawari played very well this year. I think it was Starks and everybody else for me. And when I say everybody else, you talk about Emawari and Xavier Watts. They too, that was kind of like, listen, get you a safety, right? It's class clearly better than last year's group. He's forced that conversation to say, okay, do I want to tap into that raw physical ability that Emawari possesses and the potential ceiling that he has, or do I just want to say, listen, this guy Starks from day one, bro, literally day one as a freshman has been making plays on the back end consistently for this Georgia team, bro. Part of 2 championship runs, if I'm not mistaken, at least one. So I'm just, it's a legitimate conversation. And again, I guess it kind of depends on what you're looking for from that safety, what type of skill set you're looking for. But I just can't get with the notion that Emawari is a better matchup piece. I don't agree with that. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think the reps that I've seen of Starks when he's not necessarily playing free safety on top of the roof, you know what I'm saying? He often is the best player on a Georgia defense, bro. Like what are we talking about? You understand what I'm saying? Like that's my point. That's my point. I don't want to pigeonhole Starks as just a free safety, right? He's phenomenal there. That is his best attribute, but I think he's more than that. All right, good stuff. Okay, so we're gonna take what we've seen and what we have kind of internalized from the NFL Combine, and we're gonna do a post NFL Combine 2-round 2025 NFL mock draft. So been a while since we've done a 32 team mock draft together. We'll do the 3-man weave variety. Drew, you want to get us started? You want to get us started in terms of the first pick?
Yeah, who has the first pick, bro? It's the Titans.
Yeah, it's the Titans. So as I'm loading this up, I know there's been a lot of conversations, and of course the Titans are doing their due diligence as it relates to the quarterbacks, and there's some rumblings that they might trade down. What's your thought process? What's your thought process here, Drew? Do you go get your guy? Do you feel Cam Ward is the guy far and away? Is Shedeur still in the conversation, or do you trade down?
I don't know, bro. I don't know if Shedor's in it, bro. The boys was putting dirt on his name, bro, talking about, red flags and attitude and arrogance and cockiness and whatever else they was talking about. I knew it was coming. Don't know if that's just strategic play to kind of push his stock down. But when you sit him in the room, bro, and you got to talk to him, you're going to form your opinion there. So I don't really know what that was about. Let me pull up. Wait, what before we get there, what you using? We're doing PFN. So make sure I'm on there with you.
Yeah. PFF. Yeah.
Oh, PFF. Yeah.
No, I agree with you, Drew, on Shedeur, bro. It was bound to happen. What Shedeur is going to bring. He's the son of prime. He's going to go in those rooms and he's going to say what he feels. He's going to tell you how he feels in that moment. He's not going to sugarcoat anything. He's not going to try to acquiesce to you to make you like him. He's going to be himself at all times. And I think some owners, some GMs. I just knew it was going to rub people the wrong way, and because of that, now we're hearing all these talks about him sliding in the draft. Like I even heard somebody say he might not be a first-round pick, and that's kind of crazy to me because there's so many teams that need a quarterback, especially at the top of the draft, that they're going to regret not drafting Shedeur Sanders, in my opinion, if he falls.
I know Josina Anderson was doing some reporting, and a lot of what she heard was contrary to this kind of, Shedeur was rubbing people wrong. Like when I've even seen folks in the media, right, in the NFL draft media, basically say like when during his interview process at the combine, not necessarily just with the teams, he was engaging, sharp, thoughtful answers, whatever the case, clearly confident. You know what I'm saying? But I also think that there's a certain level of, you got this brother up there who ain't hurting. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's not hurting, bro. He got it, bro.
Yeah.
He already got it. And then, of course, the bombastic nature of his father, bro. I think that comes with the territory to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Some people just simply do not like Prime. And as a result, they're not necessarily the biggest fan of Sanders. Depending on what you ask him, it may not necessarily jive with your sensibilities. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with you, Headley. I think Shedeur should be selected in the first round. I think the question is, do you take him at the top? And again, when we talk about quarterbacks, we typically lean into go get your guy, right? But as it relates to trying to get the most value, do you think there's enough separating Cam Ward and Shedeur where Shedeur becomes maybe a back end of the first round selection as opposed to a top of the first round selection?
No. He should be in top 10. He can't.
Too many teams.
Yeah, get out of top 10.
No,
okay.
And also too, you said, he ain't hurting. His dad is Prime, and then you have Cam Ward, who's also cocky, also confident.
Very cocky.
So you have that too. It's like, so you got all these things kind of pushing him. He's like, okay, I got to make sure that I got a little edge to me and whatever else. I can't.
I think
the silent guy in the room,
right? And I think Shedeur probably is a bit more reserved than Cam. Believe it or not,
100%.
Believe it or not, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cam's more in your face because Cam has a chip. Shedeur doesn't have this chip. Like, Shedeur's a competitor. Don't get me wrong, but he don't have the chip that Cam has. You know what I'm saying? So I could see why some might argue that Cam is rubbing people the wrong way, but apparently it's not coming off that way. I think there's a lot of different things outside of Shedeur that are contributing to this quote unquote narrative.
Yeah,
100%. Agree with 100%. That.
Yeah. We're gonna trade down, bro. Let's trade down with the Giants. Let's get D-Kit what he wants. Because if I wanted to trade down a little bit further to the Raiders, but I don't even maybe the Raiders or even the Jaguars, but I might lose my guy and I don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and trade down with the Giants, and then we want to give the Giants go ahead and give him Cam Ward, bro. Look it up. Although the Giants are talking about Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how you feel about that, D-Kit, but
I think all options are on the table for New York, bro.
For them, New York, yeah.
Because I mean, obviously, in order to have an opportunity to have the pick of the litter, they got to get up to one. Right. And I don't know that Tennessee is ready to come off of that. So with that being said, they have to do their due diligence. Otherwise, you're not being responsible. You got to kick the tires on everything. Veterans, everything, all permutations. You got to think about it. So Drew wants to trade down. What's it going to take? What's it going to take for you to come off this first overall pick?
So am I trading with one of you guys, or am I trading with
I got Headley in the 3 hole. So what's it going to cost, Headley?
Well, I want everything.
Trade up. Well, no, you're the Giants, Headley. You're the Giants, bro.
Oh, I'm the Giants?
Yeah, you're the Giants.
Yeah, I want Cam Ward. So what we saying, Drew?
I mean, hold on. How do you got to pick? You got to pick the 2 teams to trade. Like, you can't. What are you
talking about? What are you talking about? There's 2 teams in the trade, bro. What are you talking about?
No. Let me clean it up. That's terrible. So when you go to trade, right? Do I need to start the draft?
Yeah, start the draft. There you go.
Where's the button?
It should be at the bottom. You selected all the teams in the rounds, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then
I got rankings update. I got proposed trade. I got restart. I guess it's already started. I guess.
Look at what I'm sharing, bro. Do you have this screen?
Yeah, I got that screen. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, D-Kid don't want him. You don't want
D-Kid don't want him?
All right, I'm gonna stay at 3 then, man.
Wow.
Come on. D-Kid knows his football team. So what we thinking at quarterback, D-Kid? You want Aaron Rodgers?
You know,
I
have a lot of respect for the esteemed one D-Kid. He's wrong on this one, bro.
Yeah, you gotta go get Cam, right?
He's wrong on this one, bro.
That's where I'm at with it, man. We gotta go get Cam.
Do not draft Cam Ward. Giants will draft Ward. Yeah. So what say you, Headley? You trading up or you saying
Cam
put?
Ward. No, I want Cam Ward. I like Cam Ward.
Okay.
Number 1. Let's trade up.
So it's gonna cost you in this bizarro realm. It's gonna cost you your first next year and a 3 this year, although we're only doing 2 rounds. All right.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Hold on. I see where I screwed up, bro. It's terrible, bro.
You got it now? You okay?
Got it. No. I ain't got it. What do I got it? Oh, I got to hit all. All right. I was in the PF. I was in some mock to draft somewhere there. I don't know. It wasn't the right one, bro. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. Bro, I was like, this something off. I'm off, bro. All right.
Oh man, we are off to a phenomenal start.
All right, what we doing? 3 and 65 for the 1.
365 and 1 next year.
Okay.
Yeah, I want Landry, bro. For Thibodeau. That's what I want, man. I got somebody in my headphones letting me know what we doing, man. I got a GM. Let's go, man.
So instead of the 3, you want to trade Landry for Thibodeau. Okay.
Hold on,
Drew,
bro.
Are you on board? Are you on board with that, Drew?
No, bro. I'm not doing it.
I know Landry's looking for that trade, though. Landry is looking for that trade, though.
Swap Landry for Thibodeau instead of the 3rd. No, we're not doing that. No.
All right.
He ain't doing it. Drew nixed it. Drew nixed it.
Oh, real quick, what DP said real quick. I just want to so John's preparing to do what the Falcons did, get the proven vet and the rookie plus Cam Ward studies. Aaron, see, you should have capitalized and underlined studies if you could. Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers ain't teaching nobody. You know what I'm saying? Just want to put that out there.
Fair point. All right, Headley. So the Giants, you traded up. Obviously, you're going with Cam Ward.
Yeah, let's get it, man. Cam and Malik Neighbors. The offensive line get healthy. We get a running back probably later on to pair with Tracy. So yeah, I like the direction that these Giants are going in.
Okay. I'll make the next selection here for the Cleveland Browns. It's well documented. They're falling out of favor effectively with their superstar defensive end, Myles Garrett. Arguably the best player in this draft. Abdul Carter comes in, fills that role, right? I wonder how you deploy him. It seems that assuming he goes to Cleveland in this particular instance, he's going to be a full-time edge rusher, right? But we know about his varied, multifaceted skill set where you can play a bit of off-ball linebacker and then obviously be a pass rusher in obvious passing situations. So very interesting player overall. But again, in this particular mock draft, considering that he's going to Cleveland, I assume he'll be playing edge full-time. And of course, we have the Myles Garrett, the Myles Garrett fella. You feel me? I don't know if anybody's interested in acquiring Myles Garrett, but certainly we're going to make him available in this mock draft. All right. Abdul Carter to Cleveland. All right, Drew. So you traded down from 1st overall to 3rd overall. You picked up a 3rd rounder here in 2025 in the 1st round, the Giants' 1st round pick in 2026. What do you do 3rd overall? Muted. There you go.
Double muted too.
Double mute. Double mute.
Got a mute on the mic. I know I touched it. Oh, Abdul Carter, who I wanted.
You might be, Mr. Prasty. We will confer with you when Seattle's on the clock.
So
What
I
happened?
think you should have took. First of all, I think Cleveland should have took Shador Sanders. I think that's where he ends up. To
No,
be
no,
honest with
no.
you.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So you like Shador going to Cleveland? I don't think I want to drop a quarterback into Cleveland just yet.
Just yet? Okay.
I don't
Okay.
think I want to do that. I don't think I want to do that. I think Cleveland just. I'm looking at the offensive line and the fact that they haven't been able to field a healthy 5 in ages. Is expiring contracts as early as 2026 with some of your veterans, particularly at the guard position. There's too many questions about your backfield. Is Jerome Ford? That's all you have in your backfield. I like a couple of pieces you have in that receiver room, but it's not great there. And then on the defensive side of the ball, your star is looking to go. Denzel Ward's basically said, "Man, if y'all trade Myles Garrett, I want out.
I'm out of here."
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think there's a lot of fun. And then, of course, you have the specter of Deshaun Watson and his contract situation. Do I want to drop a rookie quarterback into that situation where we still have some cap constraints and we got some our proven players not necessarily wanting to be in the building? Like, I want to get all that fleshed out before I drop a quarterback in here. You know what I'm saying? Build up the roster. So that's my thought process there. But certainly understand. I certainly understand they are in need of a quarterback, so I can certainly understand them going with Shador.
Or they call the Falcons up. The quarterback. Call the Falcons up.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirko, big Kirko. That's what I think is going to end up happening, in my opinion. I think that's what should happen. Let me put it that way. I have no idea what's actually going to transpire.
Yeah.
But
it all
I
depends
do
on
think
the money thing though.
Yes.
With Kirk Cousins' contract.
Yes. Yes. I might re-up with Jameis, bro. Run Jameis back one time, bro.
30
Yeah,
picks.
30 picks, bro.
30 for 30.
Bro.
30 for 30, bro.
Picks, bro. You know what I'm saying? All right.
I'm thinking between Shador and I'm thinking between the two Go Buffs, hashtag Go Buffs. We're gonna go best player available.
Okay.
And we're gonna grab Travis Hunter.
All right, Travis Hunter it is.
And we see him as a cornerback more than a receiver over here. So to be a part-time wide receiver, full-time cornerback.
Yeah, I've maintained. I know there's some folks there's a very small minority, but it exists that doesn't think Hunter's going to be a good pro, right? I couldn't disagree more with that. But then the question then becomes, where do you think his best position is, right? Whether it's receiver or corner. And I know there are NFL organizations that believe that, he could be our difference maker in our receiving room. I just think it's harder to find quality corners, right? And I think he can be an excellent corner that you moonlight on the offensive side of the ball. Drew, I kind of have an order in mind here. So you're actually up again here with the 4th overall pick to New England. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna make this nice and easy, man. I'm gonna get Takk McMillan right here. Let's just snatch him up.
Okay.
Not Matthew Golden. Golden ain't going to one for you.
No, I listen. I love Matthew Golden. I'm just not coming off of T-Mac, bro. You're not just gonna run out there, run a combine, and then he just going what's the word? Usurp. Is that it? I use that right?
Usurp.
Usurp.
It's a good word. It's a good word.
Yeah, man.
That's a good word. All right. I had actually considered Takk McMillan here to Jacksonville. Christian Kirk is being let go. Their stud Brian Thomas obviously is phenomenal, but I think he's dealing with an injury. I think he had an injury late in the season. I think he'll be ready to go at the beginning of the year. Just not certain of that. I want to help out my quarterback whose confidence is in the dumps. That being said, the Jacksonville Jaguars defense was terrible last year, right? I think there's some good individual players, but collectively they did not play well. I want to continue to bolster any level of this defense, and I want to make the down line a position group of strength, right? You got your edges in Walker and Josh Allen, but I think Mason Graham in the middle of that defense could really pull it all together. So give me Mason Graham here to Jacksonville.
All right. We got the Raiders up, and this is a team that can't pass on Shador. If Shador falls to 6 to the Vegas Raiders, I think they need to run to the podium, get their quarterback, and Shador has that relationship with Tom Brady. It's not a cold weather city where he has to play in the weather. So I like him here, man. I think this is the perfect fit for Shador. We're gonna get him some receivers later on, but as of right now, we're going Shador to the Raiders.
All right. Shador Sanders to the Vegas Raiders. And I do think this is a perfect fit, right? Shador patterns his game after Brady. He has a relationship with Brady. Of course, Brady now being part of that ownership group there out west. So I like it. The Jets, Drew.
Yeah, this is the team that probably should have traded up with either Jacksonville or the Patriots to ensure that they got Shador. But that is not the case. So I think I might have to go back to the well. Because Devontae Adams is out of there. Alan Lazard, I think they're allowing him to seek a trade. Not sure what the contract is for him. So that leaves Garrett Wilson back on his own again, along with without a quarterback. But I believe they're probably going to end up with one of these free agent quarterbacks, assuming they don't trade up. Well, I guess if they already have the free agent quarterback, they probably don't trade up. So let me go back to the well, bro, and I'm gonna grab Tyler Warren here.
Okay. All right. Want to add some teeth to this offense here from whoever's playing quarterback ultimately there in New York. The Carolina Panthers defensive struggles, well documented, historically bad defense. I think I was thinking about maybe going in a little bit different direction, but
I think they're gonna fix this. They're gonna fix that defense quickly, bro. Based on everything with all the free agents that are gonna be out there, guys up for trade, I think they're gonna fix this team quickly, bro.
Yeah, they should. They should. They're in a fairly decent position as it relates to the cap, and then of course, where they're slotted in the draft, they can ultimately manipulate the draft board if they so choose. I was going to go in a different direction here with the player I have in mind, but it just makes too much sense to me. It makes entirely too much sense to me. I love the idea of Jalen Walker on this Carolina Panthers football team. I think they literally have needs at everywhere along this defense, and the fact that with one player, and maybe you make an argument for Jahad Campbell. I mean the hive is growing as it relates to Campbell. I think Campbell probably is the better off-ball linebacker that has the ability to get after the passer, whereas Walker is a better edge rusher that is perfectly comfortable as an off-ball linebacker as well. So, frankly, you could go in either direction here, but I'm going to go with Jalen Walker. I think the pass rush upside with him is a little bit more convincing as it relates to this selection for me.
Hey, took my pick, man. That's where I was going.
I did. I know how y'all feel about Walker. I know how y'all
bro,
feel
do not give the Saints Walker, bro.
That's where I was going.
Nah, can't do that, bro.
Don't do it.
Nah, we got to sabotage these guys, bro.
New Orleans, they can use another receiver, so I think Golden is an option here, but I'm not going to go Golden here. I'm going to go in the trenches for these boys, bro. I'm going to the trenches, and I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to go grab Armand Membo. Membo is a guy that's a riser. We didn't talk about him as a riser in the combine.
We did.
He's a big riser. He's a big riser, and although I have Simmons over him in my rankings, the injury to Simmons, out of sight, out of mind. What Membo did at the combine, you watch the tape and how he gets out there. He's physical. His profile, it's awesome, man. I think the Saints need a tackle desperately. They drafted one last year in Fuaga, and we're gonna put Membo on the right side and leave Fuaga on the left side.
I'm all for it. No argument from this perspective. I think Membo is definitely in the conversation to be the first offensive tackle off the board at this juncture. Drew, you're up here with Chicago 10th overall.
So this is very, very easy because these are the cats that's doing work this offseason in terms of making trades. They're probably going to light it up in free agency. Ryan Pace over there doing his job for the Chicago Bears. We talk about the quarterback position in terms of the two things that your quarterback needs that are on the field, which is offensive line to protect them and receivers so he can get the ball to those guys so he can read the defense and make the right throw. And they've done that. with what they've done in free agency. So listen. What they're doing in not free agency. I guess I got to say this free agency. What they're doing in free agency. Or in trading, I guess. We ain't quite at free agency yet. So let me ask you a question before I get there. All right.
All right.
If Ashton Genty and Jalen Walker are on the board for the Bears, and they're fixing the offensive line, who do you draft?
Genty.
Really?
Yeah, I think the Bears defense is ready to go. I know they're missing a couple pieces. They use another edge.
Right. Edge.
That's where Jalen Walker comes in. But yeah, I think Genty, bro. Genty is a special player, and I'll probably go Genty over Jalen Walker just for the Bears.
Yeah, I agree with that because the Bears roster is uniquely built to invest in a running back early, right? They have that flexibility because of what they've done. I mean, we haven't even started the new league year, and they've positioned themselves right to already be able to take a running back here with the 10th overall pick. So yeah, I think it'd be difficult. It'd be difficult to pass up Jalen Walker because again, there is still an opportunity here for Chicago to really solidify the defensive line. But I'm leaning towards Genty in that scenario as well.
All right, Genty it is. Lock him up. I was going with him either way, but obviously Jalen Walker not on the board.
No, I like it.
Represent that case.
I like it. The fact that they addressed the guard positions here prior to the new league year, it puts them in perfect position. All right, we got San Francisco on the clock, and there's obviously a need at tackle. I know there's some San Francisco 49er fans who feel otherwise, right? Like go and address our defensive line. I know there's some folks that feel like our receiving room is terrible. I'm not on board with the receiving part of it just yet. Although it seems like not only have they traded Debo, but they're making Brandon Ayuk available too. So who knows? They may be in the market for a receiver. But for me, as it pertains to the 49ers, it's about the line of scrimmage, really, for me. And it could be either side of the ball. And with Will Campbell on the board here, some view him as a guard. Others see him as a tackle. Now, there is an argument. There is an argument in place for McKivitz, who played right tackle and played decently for San Francisco. I just think you got a question mark. You can certainly improve upon the right tackle position, but you got a question mark with Trent Williams long term. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Trent Williams dealt with injury in his own right. You know what I mean? And I don't know that there's certainly some players here on the defensive side of the ball that's worth this 11th overall pick. But if you feel like Campbell is a kind of a set and forget along your offensive line, regardless of whether you deploy him at a guard or tackle, I don't see how you pass him up. So give me Will Campbell.
Let me ask you, if Ayuk and Debo are gone, would you go Golden or Trey Harris there?
I'm trading down. I'm trading down. Yeah. I think under those circumstances, I'd trade down. I would want more draft capital and give myself a little bit more flexibility.
All right. You did it again, man. You took the guy I wanted, and Will Campbell. I thought he would have been an excellent Zach Martin replacement at the guard position in Dallas. Where are you playing Campbell? You playing him at tackle or guard in San Fran?
He may start at guard, but eventually he's going to be my left tackle.
Got you.
Mm-hmm. Him and Pooney at the guard position.
Even though those that wingspan and that arm length.
Yeah.
32 inches. All right.
We'll see about it.
All right.
Got to fail, bro. Got to fail inside, isn't it? Got to fail to get inside, isn't it?
Yeah,
like stay inside.
Start him inside and then move him to the outside. Makes sense as possible. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I agree with you there, DP.
Yeah.
Fire still in San Francisco. Yeah. I think I think they're trying to manage these contracts. We had the 7-round mock draft last week, and we're trying to make a determination as to whether or not it's possible to keep that window open. We thought we did a pretty good job, but it's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to be an uphill battle for San Francisco.
All right, Cowboys on the clock. Some corners right here for the Cowboys. I think Barron or Will Johnson will be a good fit here, but I'm doing the audible, bro. I'm going Matthew Golden, wide receiver from Texas.
Hot route.
Yep. Pair him with CeeDee Lamb. Get Dak
I like
another
it.
weapon on the offense. And I think wide receiver is a bigger need than corner. I know Jordan Lewis is a free agent. Diggs is coming off an injury. So corner is a need for the Cowboys, but I think the wide receiver position is a bigger need. So I'm going to go with Matthew Golden here.
All right. Drew, you're back on the clock here with the Fins.
I'm just looking to take the highest trench player on the board, bro. I think that's just what we're gonna do.
So James Pierce then.
Nah, bro, get the hell out of here, bro. Not edge, bro. Not edge, bro. Inside.
Interior.
Inside.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha,
inside.
gotcha.
Or do I go and get Malachi Starks because Javon Holland? Did they let him go, or they're going to let him go? I don't remember what I saw. Damn, this is tough, bro.
It is
Like
tough.
they marshmallowy. They need to get stronger, tougher, meaner, tone setter up front on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
But damn, can I pass for Malachi Starks? Or is this where I say, you know what? I'm gonna go get let me back this out. Let me get all this up out of here, bro. Do I go get Nick? Because I want a tone setter. I want to be you know what? Let's do that, bro. Nick Emanawari. Let's go get him, bro. Right now.
Was that responsible, Drew? Responsible?
Listen. I mean, yes, because this team is a little soft, bro. Marshmallowy, and he can set the tone. He can you know what I'm saying? He can Bob Sanders at 220. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Let's
Bob
go,
Sanders at 220. I hear you.
220, bro.
I hear you. Yeah. I wouldn't have done it, Mrs. C. I wouldn't have done it, but I think it's a distinct possibility now. That being said, it's two players that come to mind to me here with the Colts on the clock. Do I go with Jahdae Barron, who obviously can play corner and kind of flashes that zone coverage skill, gives you some flexibility, right? Ability to play safety, nickel, and then Malachi Starks, whom we talked about prior to this mock draft, is that I do not just simply view him as a free safety. I think he's a much more versatile player than I think typically given credit for. So the higher player on my board is Malachi Starks, and I think just what he erases in terms of mistakes on the back end is why I consider him in such a high regard. So give me Malachi Starks to the Colts.
All
Two
right.
safeties back to back.
That's crazy, right?
Started the run, bro. See what I be doing?
You a trendsetter, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I'm out here, man. You know?
Yep. I'm here with my Atlanta Falcons here.
How did that happen?
And I'm looking, edge. Edge is a position we need every single year. But there's a couple corners that's higher on my overall board than Mike Green, who will be the next edge for me. So it's an interesting decision. The need is so great, though. But corner is a big need for Atlanta as well. D. Alford, we're not bringing him back. And also Mike Hughes is a free agent. So AJ Terrell is pretty much the only corner on the roster with Clark Phillips. So corner is a big need as well for these guys. I think we got to go edge, bro. I think we could probably get a corners. I think corners a little deeper than the edge position. Later rounds. I know I'm passing up Barron and Will Johnson, but I'm gonna go Mike Green. I'm gonna go Mike Green, the edge from Marshall here to Atlanta.
Yeah, I think Green plays with a certain level of explosiveness and physicality that'd be welcome there in Atlanta, right? I've mentioned it before. My biggest question mark was, do you play with the same tenacity against the run? Didn't always see that on tape, but got a chance to see him up close and personal in Mobile, and he checked that box for me. So, yeah, I expect him in the first 15 to 20 selections to be off the board. I do. Even with some of these edge players, defensive linemen sliding a little bit here in this mock draft. Davis Cardinals are on the clock here, Drew. What say you?
He said, I need you to get my Trey Hendrickson for a couple mid-rounders. Then trade back from 16 to get another 2. Oh, Drew, do some work, man.
Do some work, Drew.
Oh, you're on mute. That's your third mute,
No,
bro.
that's his internal mute too.
That is my internal mute. Listen, this internal sabotage here because the Bucks want
Ooh.
Trey Hendrickson. You feel me? So we can't do that.
Oh, you know what? I messed up, bro.
My
We
goodness.
can't go back, bro. I needed to trade down for the Falcons. I forgot
you
about
locked in, bro.
It's just your one pick. Just your one pick.
I need another third round pick as well, man.
Hurt.
It's all good.
Hurt.
We'll do this again.
Yeah, can we trade? Let's trade down. Let's do the Trey Henderson trade. Let's do that.
Okay. So what are we doing here?
Actually, well, no, I don't know if I can trade down. Who's the Bengals? Is that you, Juice? You trying to trade up?
One pick.
Not necessarily trying to trade up, but I'll take some draft capital. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what are we saying? What are we saying?
I guess. I'll take a pair of threes, bro. I'll take a pair of threes.
A pair of threes?
Yeah, I'll take a pair.
To move one spot?
No. I'm not trading up. It's for Trey Hendrickson, bro. It's just for the player, bro.
Okay.
That's for the player, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got you. Okay, so you're not trading up. Okay.
No. You can still make your pick.
Okay.
All right, Dana, you did this. It's Dana, it's on you. All right, so what are we doing here then?
But Dana then wanted to actually trade down on top of that.
Oh, okay.
She wanted to acquire Trey Hendrickson and then trade down on top of that.
All right, let me see. Let's I have the Bucks, so let's go ahead and I don't know that I need to do it. Let's do it, man. It's only 2 spots. Let's trade with the Bucks, bro. Let's do that.
Okay.
Let me get over here to how you get the
what are the Bucks parting with is the question.
So you want a second, bro?
Oh, your team. My bad. Hold up. I'm new to this.
I guess you could get back into the third round here, Dana. If you drop down a few spots.
Yeah, let's give him the 83rd. Let's give him the 83rd pick.
You would have to drop down, 10 or so spots to get a second round pick, I would imagine. But yeah, if Drew gives up the 83rd, you get back one of the 2 third rounds that you traded away. So good.
Yeah, let's lock it in.
All right. Now, who did those Bucks trade up for?
Oh, you already know, bro.
Jihad.
John Campbell. Yeah, go ahead. Jihad, bro. Oh, bro.
All right, Jihad Campbell. It is. Okay. That takes me to the Bucks. Oh, not the Bucks. Excuse me, the Bengals. Of course, we've moved Trey Hendrickson. Sam Hubbard is retiring. I think they've had some expiring contracts among their interior defensive linemen. So quite a bit of work to do on the defensive side of the ball. The offensive guard position continues to kind of rear its ugly head as far as the lack of quality play on this team. I think your boy Burrow still managed to overcome it, but I'd like to get that solidified as well. We can wait on that, though. We could wait on that. James Pierce is staring me in the face, man. He's a player that I think, we have our reservations on James Pierce, but I think considering just the sheer need, my assumption here is that they're going to, work out a long-term deal here with T. Higgins with the cap going up another $20-30 million. They're going to go ahead and make that happen. They got to replenish. They got to replenish on the defensive line for sure. I think their secondary needs some work as well. But James Pierce will be the selection here, 17th overall to the Bengals.
All right. Oh, look who I got. Mr. C.
Time for the sabotage.
We were just talking
Tyler
about
Booker.
Yeah. That's what we were just talking about it on Patreon, Mr. C. You say you want Tyler Booker. You got a Josh Simmons out there who I've higher on my board, but you said you don't want to tackle. You want to give your boy another shot, Lucas. Hope he can stay healthy. And go draft the interior offensive line. Are we fine with Tyler Booker, man? Because Josh Simmons is on the board.
I mean, if you're kind of gathering, crowdsourcing this thing, I think Tyler Booker is just fine here. If you want to go in that direction, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it.
I got Josh Simmons, my 7th ranked player here on my big board. Booker's my 20th ranked player. So it's a little gap there between those two guys.
Maybe the injury. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe that brings them a little bit closer, right?
And then wide receiver position, we gotta think about that also. With Tyler Lockett now gone, DK Metcalf is asking for a trade.
Who's trading for DK?
Booker. I don't think Booker's gonna be in the 2nd round, Mr. C.
No, he won't be there.
Who's trading for DK is the question. Who's trading for DK?
I don't think they're gonna get what they want from DK Seattle.
No, I don't see a 1 and 3.
I don't see it either.
Maybe Washington.
If you're Pittsburgh, do you give up a 2? Washington might.
They just got Debo.
No, they got Debo though. They did get Debo.
That's right.
They did get Debo.
It's probably just going to be Pittsburgh then.
Pittsburgh, I think.
How about the Chargers? Chargers might be the other team, but they run the football too, though.
No, but they got to be more dynamic. I'm thinking Devontae Adams, who got released, may end up in Los Angeles. I think Green Bay could use
Oh, that would be
DK. Yeah. It's just a matter of how Green Bay feels about their draft selections. They typically don't come up off their capital like that. I'm just looking at the rest of these teams. Who might else be in the market? I don't know. Maybe a 2 and a 4, a 2 and a 5 from Pittsburgh.
I said 2 and a 5.
Yeah,
2 and a 5.
We can do the 2 and a 5.
Okay. All right. Pittsburgh get their another mercurial receiver, but
the boys can't help it, bro. The boys can't
Pickens
help
still
it,
on the
bro.
roster. Him and Pickens together,
bruh.
Bro. Mike Tomlin, man.
Oh man. All right. So DK Metcalf is now a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Let's go. And then we're gonna do the right thing for you, Mr. C. We're gonna get Tyler Booker because I know he's 40-something on the board here, but with these guys picking, he's not lasting in the 2nd round. So
he's not. That's a fact.
No,
bro.
he's not. So I'm gonna go get Tyler Booker for you right here at 18, solidify that offensive line.
All right, there you have it. Okay, Drew, you're back on the clock here after the trade down, wheeling and dealing out here.
Yeah,
veterans being traded.
Dana was saying, we got to get us an edge, and for me, excuse me, it's either Shamar Stewart, Nick Scourton, Princely. Oh, some guys, man.
They didn't want a big body up front. There's
a lot of D tackles deep, so we can wait.
I'm telling you, DP, like they gonna have Fields committed to somewhere, man.
Yeah,
padded room, bro.
They are, bro. they are, man. I think there's one down here in I think it was in the Ace Ventura movie, Bellevue.
Oh man.
And them boys in tutus running around being crazy.
Man.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go with a guy we haven't gone with. Let's just go. Let's go Shamar Stewart. Let's go with the Combine hero, Combine Warrior.
All right, you're gonna go with the upside.
Yeah,
go with the upside. Yeah, man. Tomlin's usually cool under cooler side of the pillow type of cat, but it might be too much, bro. It might be too much.
Bro. Back to the DT. My bad, Dana.
Yeah, it was DT, right?
Oh man, I laid down. Yeah, don't do that.
No, I didn't make the pick yet. I made
the pick on my side.
Work it out.
I was quick. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Let's go.
All right, so you said move back and get a DT. Who want to move back? Who want to move up? Excuse me. Who's on the board? That's the question. I don't know who would want to move up though. Y'all want to move up? Anybody want to move up?
I'm looking at the Steelers. I want one of those corners, but I think I'm gonna get it if I
You
stay
probably
there.
gonna get it. You probably get it if you stay
You
there,
wait it
bro.
out.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Let me think. Uh, I know the team to move up, but the rule of thumb is not to trade with them. You don't trade
Chiefs.
with the Chiefs, bro. I don't know if I have their pick, so I think I'm good right now, bro.
You good? All right.
Yeah,
So
I
no
got the
trade partners.
Broncos and then Green Bay and then LA
I'm
and then the
looking.
Commanders. Yeah.
Stay pat. We're gonna stay pat. We're gonna let's go get a D tackle now. Let's lock it
Which
up.
one? Which one?
That's the
A lot of good
question.
ones. A lot of good
A lot of
ones.
good ones. A lot of good ones.
I'm gonna go with Darius Alexander. He just sticks out to me a little bit more.
Oh, provocative.
Yeah.
That's provocative, bro. That gets the people going right there.
Yeah.
All right,
Darius
there's Alexander. It is okay. That takes us to Denver, and I'm trying. I'm trying to be different, but it may not work out that way. Let's see. Tamari Mathis, Abrams Drain. Nope. We're gonna keep it boring and simple for the time being. Give me Colston Loveland to Denver.
Nice. So Pittsburgh's in a dream scenario here. You know, they added DK Metcalf, one of the biggest needs at wide receiver, and then Barron and Will Johnson fell to 21 for them. Their other big need at corner. I feel Barron fits the Steelers mold more than Will Johnson. More physical football player. It seems like a Mike Tomlin type of guy. So I have these guys really close. It's Benjamin Morrison, Barron, and Will Johnson. They're kind of like bunched up for me right now in my overall rankings. But I'm gonna go Jahdae Barron, man. Had a big season last year for Texas. He could play inside, he could play safety, he could play on the boundary. So offers a lot of versatility, also more than Will Johnson. And I just love his instincts. You know, Will Johnson has terrific instincts as well, but I love his instincts. His how he sees everything, he comes up and tackles better than Will Johnson. So that's where I'm going for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I like it. I think it makes a lot of sense. You got Joey Porter on the boundary. I mean, obviously Barron played on the boundary quite a bit, had his best statistical season doing so, but he creates a lot of flexibility in that secondary, along with Minka back there as well. So I like it. It's a need, and he certainly fits the bill. Tackles well, so yeah, makes sense. Chargers on the clock, Drew. The Bolt. Drew, you're on mute, bro.
I don't want Charger fan to hate me, bro. So I'm gonna get Michael Williams. They're losing Bosa and they're losing Khalil Mack. I know they got our guy over there with the nice hands and movement over there from USC, but we're gonna grab Michael Williams.
Thule?
Yeah,
Michael? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't view Michael as a stand-up edge. He's a hand in the ground guy, in my opinion.
I've seen him move, bro.
I'm not saying that he can't. I just don't think he has the requisite burst. I don't think he plays with the requisite burst. But I love the way he gets his arms extended. I think he has great hand usage, strong at the point of attack. So Michael to the Chargers. All right, that takes me to Jake's Packers. Let's see here. Take this ticker off. Jair's gonna be out, bro. Jair is going to be out. There's a question mark at receiver. There's this thought process that Green Bay needs a number one. There's some question marks as far as guys along the offensive line in terms of contracts expiring. There's some question marks on this Green Bay team for sure. But I think as Headley mentioned, with the likes of Barron and Will Johnson sliding, because Will Johnson coming off the injury, dealing with that toe injury, I think the value is just a bit too good at this point to pass up. especially as we're kind of expecting Jair Alexander to be on the move. So give me Will Johnson to Green Bay.
That's perfect, man. Because I'm on the clock next with the Minnesota Vikings, and I was looking at Will Johnson as well, but I wasn't going to pick him over my guy, Benjamin Morrison. And because you think about this Minnesota Vikings defense, they're going to send pressure with Flores, and we need guys on the back end to cover man-to-man corners. Murphy's a free agent, Shaq Griffin's a free agent, Stephon Gilmore's a free agent. So I just think it makes sense. I know he's coming off the hip injury. Well, if you watch that tape, man, that man-to-man skill set, the quiet feet, man, could turn. And he doesn't allow much space to wide receivers. Guys don't really separate. Go check out the Patreon, man. We just did a Patreon on him, Will Johnson, and Jahdae Barron. And he's the best man corner out of those three by far. So give me Benjamin Morrison to the Vikings.
Okay. Benmo. PFF is kind of down on him. They are a little down on him.
Everyone is.
Yeah, but no, it is very clean tape. Very clean tape in terms of his man coverage. Excellent footwork, great technique. Good player. Really good player. And I think obviously he'd be held in a different light had he been able to play the balance of the season. Of course, Notre Dame makes the national championship game or they, you know, they were almost there. Let me put it that way. I think that exposure that he did not get obviously comes back to kind of bite him a little bit as well. But had the country, the nation seen him throughout the college football playoffs, I think he certainly would be much more ballyhooed prospect to this point. So Benmo to the Vikings makes a ton of sense. Drew, check your mutes.
I'm good. Texans winning got Christian Kirk this evening or this afternoon from the Jacksonville Jaguars. I am going to go.
Brandon said Kelvin Banks, man, keep him home. Keep him home.
You want Kelvin Banks? You don't want Josh Simmons? Because that's what I was going to go.
I think again, it's the injury is playing a role. I think the injury is definitely playing a role in people's
Everybody's
minds.
Scared of injuries, bro. We can't get injured out here no more.
Yeah. Not to mention, I think there's probably more people feel that Kelvin Banks is a guard at the next level as compared to Simmons.
I got you. Okay.
You know.
All right. Let's do that then. I'm doing it gingerly. We all
scared of that, bro.
We're gonna go Kelvin Banks Jr., but I'm doing under protest. Okay,
he's doing write it down. Under protest, folks. He's doing it under protest. All right, so Kelvin Banks Jr. to the Texans, remains in the state of Texas. That takes us to the Rams. They certainly can use Josh Simmons. I'm wondering if I got a trade up situation here. So Rams, and then my pick after that would be the Commanders. That puts Hadley at 30. Hadley, you want to trade up?
Who, for what team?
Buffalo.
For who? I don't see a guy that I would trade up for here.
No, you don't see a guy you would trade up? No.
Josh Simmons is the guy, but I think my offensive line is good in Buffalo, so I wouldn't trade up for that.
You don't like these D tackles out here, bro?
They're gonna be there. They're gonna
be there. You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, they'll be there for me.
All right. Okay. So I got the Commanders, and then I got Philly. Man. D tackle sliding. All right. So no takers on the trade up here. Give me the aforementioned Josh Simmons. I think we're in position where we can take our time with him getting back healthy. Although the reports coming out of the combine are very encouraging. He's ahead of schedule. Should be ready for training camp. I actually expected to do a little workout during his pro day, so we'll keep tabs on that. But Rob Havenstein, obviously, long-time Ram, going to an end. I do think they had the left tackle position solidified with Alaric Jackson, if I'm not mistaken. So we slot Simmons in there. His ability to move, get to the next level. A clean prospect. Again, we're obviously taking into consideration the injury here. He's coming at a bit of a discount, but otherwise, He's at the top half of this first round. All right. Got the Ravens on the clock. Headley.
Yeah, we got the B more. I was also looking at Simmons there with Ronnie Stanley being a free agent. I think he'd be a nice fit there for Baltimore. But wide receiver, I think it's a little too early right here for wide receiver. You do got Ibuka there, but I want a bigger body wide receiver. I think Trey Harris would fit good here. But I'm not going there either. I'm probably going to the defensive side of the football. Let's go get me a pass rusher. I know corner is a big need as well. But what corners are still on the board right here? Hairston. I know they drafted Nate Wiggins, Trey Amos, Azariah. Yeah, I'm gonna go pass rusher, man. Let's go edge here for Baltimore. I know Van Noy's still doing it, but he can't do it forever. You got you got Shamar Stewart there, Ezeraku. I'm gonna go get Shamar Stewart. Let's go get Shamar Stewart in Baltimore. The athleticism, combine winner. He's a freak, man. So we're gonna throw more pass rushers at it with Owe, Ojabo, Van Noy, and Tavius Robinson, and add a pass rusher here for Baltimore and Shamar Stewart.
Okay. Sound like a plan.
Let's do it.
Drew, you're on the clock here with Detroit. I don't know if you're on mute. You might be.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds. Hold up. All right. We are going to. You think this team's kind of stacked? Stack them. I am going to draft. Let me just see what's the best player available. I just want to see. Got Bert Harmon. There's 2 players I'm thinking about. Zabel or could go Trey Amos, but I'm gonna go. We'll go Princely here.
Princely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Princely.
Okay.
Let's go Princely.
All right.
For these boys.
I think Princely could very well come off the board around the first, second round turn. Right?
Right, yeah.
All right. That puts the Commanders on the clock. I thought you might put a call in. I thought the Lions might put a call in to add a Myles Garrett. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, I forgot about them boys. But
yeah,
here now.
Yeah. I think. Let's see here. I believe Headley, you have Cleveland. You have their selection 33rd overall. So I'm gonna put a call in with you, man. You gonna take Myles Garrett for this 29th overall pick?
I don't want to trade Myles Garrett. I got to. No, we're gonna work it out.
I'm just saying. Man. Are you gonna work it out?
We working it out with Myles.
You working it out with Myles, bro?
How you gonna work it out when that man said he don't want no extension?
He don't want to play with y'all boys no more.
I got Abdul Carter too, though. We're gonna pair y'all together, bro. Like you
guys, y'all gonna play great defense. Can't score no points, bro.
Okay. All right. Okay,
we gonna work it out.
That man might not show up, bro. He might not show up, bro. I'm just saying.
Work it out, bro.
I'm just saying. The Commanders could be in the market to trade Josh Allen, or he may be subject to outright release. So, just thinking ahead, I know they got Jerjon and Payne, but if I want to add another player to that mix up front, I really like Derek Harmon's tape this year, man, out of Oregon. I love his tape this year. Cornerback certainly is a need for the Commanders as well, but considering how the board is unfolding and some of these D tackles, very talented players are sliding down the board here. Give me Derek Harmon to the Commanders.
All right. Buffalo Bills. You took a D tackle, Derek Harmon to Washington. Then I'm on the board. I'm gonna go get my guy, man. He's falling. There's some character stuff going on with him, but I love his tape, bro. I love Walter Nolan here to Buffalo on that inside, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, I like both those picks a lot back to back. Drew, you got KC on the clock.
Yeah, this one's tough because I'm thinking I wanted to go Zabel. Is where I wanted to go because they traded Joe Thuney. I think that was to the Bears, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And so I was thinking Greg Zabel, or these boys need somebody who can catch the damn football, because them boys couldn't catch nothing, bro. In that Super Bowl, but they made it there with those same guys. So maybe them boys just had a bad game. Let me be responsible. We got. Well, you know what? I got to be responsible. I got to do the right thing. Let's get Greg Zabel, because the bigger issue wasn't that they were dropping the ball. That was an issue, but they couldn't protect with the 4-man rush that Philly was harassing your boy with. So let's go get Greg Zabel and get this offensive line corrected, because they're working on a deal for Trey Smith, who we thought was going to be up out of there. Yeah, we thought he was going to be up out of there, but he's not. So yeah, Greg Zabel.
They opted for the younger player.
Greg Zabel.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. That really solidifies your guard position. You still got to figure out left tackle, whether or not Kingsley is part of that. I'd heard maybe Kingsley kicking in the guard, so we'll see what kind of unfolds from that perspective, even in this particular mock draft. But certainly with Zabel and Trey Smith, I think you're solid at the guard positions there. That leaves Philly on the clock. Anybody want to trade up? Anybody trade up? Because Philly's in a remarkable position considering the players that are on the board. Could go in a number of different directions here. Abuka, nobody wants an Abuka. Nobody wants Burden, Scourton, Kenneth Grant, and ain't nobody picking up the phone. What's going on? What's really good?
I'm good, man.
Boy said I'm good. You know what, Drew? Had you not picked Zabel, I would have taken Zabel. I would have taken Zabel. I know Steen is kind of the next guy. Coming up. Oh, let's see. Pressy said, I'm coming up for Grant.
Seattle.
I'm coming up for Grant. Where you at, Seattle? 50?
Ooh, nah, B. Can't do that.
So much good D tackles,
53,
man.
50?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Can't do that.
That's a bit too steep.
Drew, that's Seattle draft, bro.
What you saying, Drew? You ain't trying to move
for the
up?
Giants? I was thinking about for the Giants, but
potentially.
Maybe grab me a Luther Burden or a Mecca to pair with Neighbors.
With Neighbors?
Yeah.
2 twos? You trying to give up 2 twos? Both the twos?
Yeah, chill. 2 twos.
Listen. I'll do it. I don't
know whose team.
Y'all got to sign off on that. Yeah, I don't know who's making those picks.
We're not trying to make the rich richer, bro. What are we doing? Don't feed the bear, bro. No, I'm straight, bro. Go ahead.
All right. So this is an enviable position here in terms of Philadelphia. You could go in a number of different directions. You got Burden and Abuka. Of course, you have Brown and Skinny Batman, but Jahan Dotson made a big play in the Super Bowl. You could really have an embarrassment riches in the receiving room. Of course, you can make it a point to solidify the guard position, like with maybe a Donovan Jackson. I think he certainly would be considered around the turn here. And then this team always has an embarrassment of riches in terms of guys that can get after the pass. So they always got guys in the wings that are developing. You know what I'm saying? And I think Scourton certainly fits the bill. Ezeraku, PFF really likes Ezeraku quite a bit as well. But I think just to have some fun with this one, give me Abuka, bro. Put Abuka between Skinny Batman and AJ Brown, man, and then you got to deal with Saquon in the backfield, bro. That's a lot to deal with, bro. That's a lot coming at you. So give me Emeka Abuka.
Yeah, and Abuka blocks really well at the wide receiver position. Philly likes to run the football, so I think he'd be a good fit there. All right. I'm on the clock. The Browns in the first round, we selected Abdul Carter, and we worked it out with Myles Garrett. Man, we back on good terms here. So I
That's
got
a lot,
my
bro.
rushers.
That's a lot from the pits of hell.
Pipe dream, bro. A damn
Tell
pipe
me.
dream.
I can see the future, bro. Really working it out with him. I mean, he's excited to play with Abdul Carter, actually, man. We just spoke. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the other side of the ball. I'm gonna go to the trenches. I think the offensive line needs a little help. I think Amari Hampton would be a option here as well, the running back position. Because right now, like you said, we only got Jerome Ford, but I like a lot of running backs in this class, man. So I'm gonna go get Josh Connerly Jr. from Oregon. I fell in love with his movement ability, man. When you mentioned it in the Senior Bowl, that block, I watched it. Pass sets, he needs some work on. We need to work on those pass sets, but him getting out there, his athleticism, and Cleveland, they want to run the football anyways, man. So we're going to run the football, play defense, and Connerly is going to help us run the football.
I like it. Ready, Drew?
Oh yeah. Decide between I didn't see my boy. I'm like, damn, where's he at on the rankings? I was looking at Trey Harris or Luther Burden.
Mm-hmm.
So is Trey Harris? No, that wasn't that was Matthew Golden. That was Matthew Golden. Damn, it's a hard one here. Got Neighbors.
You're trying to pick between those two receivers?
Yeah, who's the better pair with Neighbors? Trey Harris or Luther Burden? It's probably Burden, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking Burden also.
Burden. Yeah, I think he's the better pair. Let's go Luther Burden.
What? But why? Why do you think he's the better pair?
I feel like Burden, you got to get him the football quickly. I think Neighbors could do all the routes, the intermediate, deep stuff, and I want a guy that could get the football in his hands on screen plays, those tunnel screens, and just let him be a running back after the catch.
But so you can literally do all of that with Neighbors, bro, and then have Trey Harris to.
No,
so I'm just
going down the field.
Okay, fair enough. I ain't mad at it. I'm at it. So Luther Burden here to the Giants 34th overall. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think Scourton's been on the board too long. I think the Titans certainly need to add some teeth to their pass rush. Of course, there was a trade down in the first. You netted Travis Hunter, so you're bolstering the back end, and then giving you a little something on the offensive side of the ball as well. We still have that question mark at quarterback, but I'm not ready to take a quarterback based on how this board is unfolding. So give me Scourton, man. I think Scourton comes in and be a solid guy. Give you 7 to 8 on a consistent basis, and maybe have a couple of double digits along the way as well. He plays that run really well. And I actually want to take a step back a little bit with respect to what I said. I'm talking about the way that they deployed him at A&M. At A&M, he wasn't necessarily allowed to get up the field. And I think that's something to consider with Shamar Stewart as well, right? At Purdue, Scourton had the opportunity to really get up the field and attack with a little bit more freedom, which is why you have some of those bigger pass rush numbers. So something to keep in mind there. But I really like Scourton.
All right. Jacksonville Jaguars on the clock. We got Mason Graham, right? In the first round. Is that who we got?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let me pull that
Solidify
up. So
that defensive front. Yeah, I love it, man. One of the safest players in the class. We know what Mason Graham's going to do at the next level. And in this pick, I'm gonna go with the back end, right? I'm gonna go get a cornerback. They also need a safety, but we got our first two guys off the board in Emery and Starks, right? So I know Xavier Watts up next. He'll be an excellent fit there. But I just think the corner position right here, they got the talent right here. You got Hairston, Amos, Ravel, but I'm gonna go get my guy Azariah Thomas from Florida State.
This man doesn't say, let me go all the way down to state.
It's what he does, man. It's what he does in man coverage, bro. Like Jacksonville's been playing so soft, that zone coverage, and I want to get him out of that. I want to play more man in Jacksonville, and I think Azariah Thomas is one of the best man cover corners in the class.
All right.
There's the reasoning.
Yeah, I guess, bro.
And he went to state, right?
Let me go get Trey Harris. We got what was it, Shador in the first round. He fell to us. with the Raiders, so we're going to get him a
Mhm.
receiver here. Looking at that roster, so Trey Harris here.
Okay. Drew snatching up the receivers.
I gotta get him.
All right. So you actually took a receiver. You've been taking all the receivers, Drew. Ted McMillan
Dude.
in the first round, 4th overall. I think we got to protect Drake May. We got to protect him. So let me take a look here. I think. Yep, it's going to be Donovan Jackson. People are really encouraged, really encouraged by how Donovan Jackson played, tackle filling it in for Josh Simmons. And maybe he can make his home there. Although I thought he struggled a bit dealing with legitimate wide 9 edge rushers. Otherwise, he was phenomenal. But we know exactly what he is as an interior offensive lineman, and they need help in both regards, right? So give me Donovan Jackson. We'll figure it out.
All right. Who we got here? Oh, the Chicago Bears. What we got in the first round, Drew?
Genty.
Oh, okay. So we still need a tackler, right? Unless they think Braxton Jones is the guy. I like what he did on the interior.
They seemingly aren't pressing there. I tend to think that they probably should get a tackle. Braxton Jones is going into the last year of his deal, but he's been probably their steadiest offensive lineman when he's been healthy. So I don't think they feel it's a pressing issue. I think they feel good about the fact that they've solidified the guard position. They do need a center, but
yeah,
I think they're okay
looking
with
at
the tackles.
Dahlman. They're looking at Dahlman from Atlanta.
Yeah.
We're gonna go defensive line then. We're gonna go defensive line here. For the Bears, they run a even man front. I think Ezraku is more of a stand-up guy. That could drop in coverage. Let me see the edges and the D tackles, because D tackle is also a position I could get here for the Bears. Oh, Kenneth Grant is still on the board. It would be hard to pass him up. I like Tyleek, TJ Sanders. Yeah, the edge here is Ezraku. What you think about Ezraku putting his hand in the ground? Because I kind of like him more standing up.
I like him more standing up, but I think he's fine. I think he's fine. Yeah. I don't do. They might say that we don't care. Like we don't care as long as you play in the edge position, don't matter. Whatever makes you
even if you're in a 2-point stance, bro, go get it. Go get after it. You know.
Okay. Yeah. Let me go get Ezraku then. Let me go get Ezraku for the Bears here. Doesn't matter if you're in a 2-point stand or a 3 points. Like let's get after the quarterback opposite Montez Sweat.
That leaves me with the Saints. And it's 2 players I'm thinking about. One is, let me just check the receivers. Just want to see.
Let me trade up, bro. Let me trade up.
Let me trade up.
Yeah. Let me trade up.
What you saying?
Cowboys?
Who's trading up?
Nah. Seattle trading up, man.
Seattle is trading up.
Yeah, man. Let me give you this 82, and then give me back that 130.
Hold on, I gotta find Seattle on here.
You trading down 10 spots, Drew.
10 spots?
Yeah, man.
Look like.
Come on. But you get this 82nd. You get this 82nd pick, though.
You're giving me 40. I'm giving you 40, 130. You're giving me 50. I'm giving you 50. My bad. 82. Ooh, so I'm dropping 10 spots.
Armand Membo in the first.
Give me 82.
Saints do need some picks, though.
They need a lot of work. Man, listen, I'll throw a sweetener in, man. I'll throw a sweetener in. Here, man, take this 186, too.
Ooh,
take that 186, bro.
Yeah, let's do it. Done. Deal done. Lock it up.
All right, Mr. C. Traded up for your guy, man. Kenneth Grant. We got it done.
Wow. Somebody doing justice for Mr. C.
Mm-hmm. And I think I make this selection here with the Bears as well. So, Drew, you took Genty in the first. We were all on board with that. Ezraku in the second here with Headley, and then 41st overall. This is a team. I think they could use a guy in the middle too. Is there a receiver that I really like? There's some names here. You know what? All of their safeties are in the final years of their respective deals. All of them.
Oh yeah.
right? They're top three guys, and then Jaquan Brisker. I don't know. I you know, I'd appreciate a Bears fan to kind of give me some input, a little input here on how Brisker has recovered, whether or not he's no longer experiencing the symptoms associated with the concussion that really kept him out the balance of the season. But I love Xavier Watts, man. I love what Xavier Watts, and you know, we're just kind of putting the final touches on this team, and I think having a safety with his kind of range and ability to turn the football over would go a long way. Even if it doesn't necessarily happen immediately this year, I think in the future he's the man on the back end there. So give me Xavier Watts. Still got 53, Mrs. C. We did work. All right. Hadley, you're up. Jets.
New York Jets. First round, we got Tyler Warren, the tight end there. I still don't know who's the quarterback for the Jets. They got Tyrod Taylor, Jordan Travis on the roster. This could be a Jackson Dart situation, but I'm gonna go with the head coach is Aaron Glenn. Steve Wilkes is defensive coordinator. I'm thinking defense here for the Jets. If you look at their secondary, 4 out of their 5 starters are free agents. Isaiah Oliver, DJ Reed, Jalen Mills, Chuck Clark. We only got Sauce Gardner on the roster here, and some other guys. So I'm gonna go to the secondary here for the New York Jets. Let's see the corners and safeties. I know who the safety is. Is Xavier Watts.
It's the top 3 corners.
I just picked Watts.
Watts on,
bro.
Got
Watts.
The top 3 corners, bro.
Yeah, let's go get Maxwell Hairston. Let's go get Hairston here for the Jets. Had a strong combine, ball skills. This is athleticism. I like his hip fluidity. And we need secondary help, man. So let's go get Hairston for the Jets. And Mr. C says Sauce is overrated. Yes, he is overrated right now. Let's see if he clean it up, man. Still holding out hope for boy Sauce.
Bro, how many years he been in the league?
3? Is it 3?
Crucifying the man, bro.
All right, Drew, you're on the clock here. The Niners.
The Niners.
That's what we did first. Will Campbell.
Will Campbell in the first. All right, so
you know, I know we call this a 2-round draft, and it is going to be a 2-round draft, but I selected 3 rounds just out of habit. It's
in your blood, bro.
It's in my blood. It's in my blood.
Let me see.
What's my next pick, bro? What team?
Colts.
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, bro.
Indianapolis.
Quick. Indianapolis, bro. All right, so we said what we got. We said Will Campbell in the first, and we probably should stay on the D line here. Or I could just continue to draft receivers. But that means we'd have to trade IU at this point.
Jake said, "Man, we might as well go 3 rounds. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see how we're doing on time. Let's
go. Let's not go receiver. Let's stay D line, and I'm gonna go TJ Sanders here.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go TJ Sanders here. Do something a little bit different than it did him. You know what? I don't know how he did in this combine. Is Deion Walker, bro?
I don't remember how he performed at the combine. I'm not sure if he performed at the combine.
Yeah, maybe he did.
He may have came out of the Senior Bowl a little banged up. I'm not sure. I don't recall off the top of my head. So TJ Sanders here to the Niners, right?
Yeah.
All right. Takes us to Dallas, and I know
hey boy.
Hadley took Matthew Golden in the first. They got some question marks along the offensive line, at least at right guard, at a minimum. I think the right side of their offensive line is a question mark, but also the defensive line. The defensive line is in need of some help, whether it be edge or tackle. The 2 players I'm looking at here are Tyleik Williams and you know, I'm a bet on Landon Jackson's upside, bro. I'm a bet on Landon Jackson's upside. I like the way he finished at the Senior Bowl. I went back and revisited the tape. It wasn't what we expected. We were expecting a first-round player. I think at this point on day 2, I'd be comfortable with him. But give me Tyleek. Give me Tyleek in the interior of that defense so we can play some – we can stop the run. And I think Tyleek got a little pass rush upside as well.
Okay.
Listen, Ricky, man. I hear you.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought you was going.
That's what I thought you was going to.
I hear you, man. I hear you, man. But
Headley went receiving the first round too, though.
Yes, he did. He did. He already addressed the offense. And I love the depth at the running back position. Hampton is hard to pass up, but I'm gonna go with Tyleek here. Just so you can see there, Matthew Golden thus far.
All right. The Colts got Malachi Starks. Excellent pick in their secondary. I think he's going to clean up a lot for these boys. They need a corner as well. But I'm going to go on the offensive side of the ball, man. And I'm going to let them – my tight end 3, my new tight end 3 here in Mason Taylor from LSU. This brother is smooth. He doesn't drop anything.
Hold on. Whoa, you taking him over your boy?
No, he loves Taylor, bro. Arroyo.
You taking him over Fannin?
Arroyo and Fannin, yeah.
Yeah,
that boy love Taylor, man.
Yeah,
I really love Taylor, man.
Yeah.
All right.
you the one that was on put me on Taylor, Drew. I
was, but
summer scouting, man, and I'm like, I don't know, but when he showed me, man, like in this post season process, man, the Senior Bowl, the combine, like he doesn't get out of day 2. I mean, it's round 2. He's not getting out of round 2, in my opinion. And the Colts need a tight end desperately.
All right, I got the Falcons. I'm not gonna sabotage you, but I think I saw a report where y'all let a restricted free agent go.
D. Alford.
Yeah,
in the corner.
Okay. Was he a third string, second string?
He was more a slot guy. He started.
Slot guy.
Yeah, he started for us.
All right. So we're gonna go corner here, and
yeah, I like it.
We're gonna get a Trey Amos.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Trey Amos.
Love it. Good pick. All right, Dana. Darius Alexander in the first. So I can walk and did the vertical and broad jump. Okay, appreciate that input. Let's see here. Do we have the tackle that we want? A lot of guys that I actually like more as guards. Plus, we got Hendrickson. Great point. Let's not lose sight of that.
That is true. I did for a second.
We did talk about going back to the edge group at one point here. And thus far, we went Darius Alexander. So we went to the inside. And of course, Dana, Alexander possesses quite a bit of flexibility. There's a guy, man, that is growing on me, bro. He's growing on me, man. We haven't talked about him a lot on this channel, man, but Braden Swinson, bro. Braden Swinson, bro.
I'm mad at it.
I think, listen, Dana, if you tell me Landon Jackson, I will go with Landon Jackson. I will go with Landon Jackson. Yeah, Tyleek is gone. I just think Braden Swinson brings a certain level of explosiveness from the edge that you may not necessarily have. You know what? Let's do it, Dana. Let's do it. Let's do it, Dana. Let's go Braden Swinson here, man. I think he's definitely going top 50, bro. And people aren't talking about him enough, man.
All right. We got the Miami Dolphins.
Defense.
Who we got first? I think Drew was irresponsible.
Emenawari.
Going with Emenawari. It's a big need for these boys, but man, the trenches, guards, the two best guards are now off the board with Booker and Zabel. Or Zabel could play center also. But the Dolphins need a guard in the worst way, but I don't know if I see one here. Can you go to guard?
The boys don't need a tackle? Because I know who you can grab, bro. I'm looking at it. Actually, no, there's 2 guys on here you can grab right now, bro.
Who?
Membo at tackle and Jonah.
Membo.
How you say it?
Oh, you talking Embo.
My bad, Embo.
Bo.
Bo.
And who you said? Who's the other guy, Drew?
Jonas.
Yeah, I see it, bro. I just think it's more depth. Not more depth, but there's better players on the defensive side of the ball, and that they also need the trenches on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna go grab. You got Shamar Turner, Alfred Collins, Norman Lott, Deion Walker. The guy that's falling. We love Deion Walker, but he just got so much smoke around him right now, man. He's like I don't know if I want to touch him right here. So I'm gonna go with, you know what? I'm gonna go with the physicality in Alfred Collins.
I like that. I like that.
Y'all on board?
Yeah.
Y'all on board now? Y'all on board now? Come with me,
I'll
bro.
say Norman Lott because of his pass rushing upside, but Collins, man, they need a power player on the interior, and Alfred Collins is that, man, in Miami.
Yeah. Swinson and Collins are kind of similar in my mind, where I think this among us players that we haven't discussed a lot, but are really moving up the board collectively here. So yeah, I like that one. All right, Drew, you're on the clock here. James Pearson the first to the Bengals.
Yeah, that was your choice.
It was. Yeah, no Hubbard, no Hendrickson, bro. You better get somebody to get after the passer, bro.
Yeah,
somebody
gotta be responsible here, and somebody I liked. Where is he? Oh, I see him. Okay, we good. Let's go ahead and grab. I'm gonna take a Jack Sawyer here over Landon Jackson. Yeah, I'm gonna take a Jack Sawyer here. Let me get a Jack Sawyer.
So you doubling up at the edge here. Doubling up.
Yeah, do it. Am I? Oh yeah, we got James Pierce. Yeah. We're gonna double up. Let's go, bro.
Okay.
I'm good with it.
Okay. All right.
We'll get our guard in the third, bro. Do I have a third? I don't even know if I got a third anymore. Let's trade, but we'll figure it out, bro. We got it. Don't worry about it. We got it.
All right, you make this pick as well, bro. You make this pick as well.
All right, so we got Membo. We got Membo. I'm on Membo on the first. I think that was Headley that made that pick. And
Jack Sawyer is like Sam Hubbard all over again, bro. Like in my mind, right? This is gonna be a kind of a steady player at the edge.
Keep it going, bro. Keep it moving.
Yeah. I do think he's a little limited though, athletically. I think he's a little limited.
I don't disagree with you, but he just seems to get it done, bro.
No. He's very productive. But I also think that production kind of came all at once. It all came together this year, and he played on a stacked defense. That's just what I'm saying. That's just kind of my caveat, bro. Like he did his job. He won his one-on-ones. I just don't know that the Bengals currently have anybody on this defense that is going to, unless it's going to be Pierce, and I don't know if it's going to happen right out the gate, that's going to kind of demand the kind of attention, right? That teams, you know what I'm saying? You know, he had the luxury of being able to play with a lot of 4 and 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my thing. I think Sawyer will be solid, but I don't expect him to be a world beater.
You know, I was thinking for this team, bro. It's either Fannin, Arroyo, or do something a little bit different, bro, and go get
on a running back, bro.
Nah,
I think you could literally do anything.
Savion Williams.
Savion? Oh, bro, you getting way out there with it.
I'm looking for.
You said different.
I did. Now let's stay with Harold Fannin. Let's do that. Let's do the Fannin.
You like Fannin?
Yeah, okay. Like Fannin. Feel a little bit safer with that pick.
All right,
these boys.
The Bucks.
Right.
That's me. Sabotage time.
Nah, chill, bro. I did your Falcons right, bro. Chill out.
All right. What you want, an edge or a corner here? You got Campbell.
Go get me my. We're gonna get edge in free agency, bro. Go get me my my corner in Chevelle, bro.
All right. I was looking at Ravel also for you guys. So let me see the corners. Yeah, he's the next guy up. Yeah, Siobhan Ravel. He had that season-ending injury, but if not, I think he would have been a first-round guy. So I think this is steal here for the Bucks. So what we doing? We keeping McCollum, Dean, Tyreek.
No, Dean out of there, bro.
Dean's out of there.
Dean out of there. Yeah, he out of there, bro.
Okay, yeah, perfect then. So yeah, let's go get Rebel to replace him then.
Siobhan Rivell to Tampa Bay, and again another corner, another very talented corner who suffered an injury this year and it depressed his draft stock. It's Amarian Hampton to the Broncos. Works out actually quite well. The two glaring needs on the offensive side of the ball for Denver, Colson Level in the first, and then we follow that up with Amarian Hampton, who I do think will go a little bit earlier than this on day 2.
Something that's you too, bro. Isn't it?
Is it?
That was a
Might
trade
be.
with Seattle.
The 40 to 50.
Oh no, that was me.
No. Yeah, no. This was already a pick. This is your pick, Drew.
All right. So what do we do? We got Tyler Booker. We got trenches warfare. Mr. C, are you still there? What's on the board for looking at the wide receivers?
And then the receiver.
You want Jack Besh, Jalen Royals,
Jaden
Higgins,
Noel. They're looking for a slot guy.
Or you like Io Manor? Io Manor. I like Io Manor. Bigger receiver. Just depends on. Yeah, they got a couple of guys here.
They got
So Io Manor, Jack Besh, Higgins, Royals, and Sevion Williams.
Yeah, my favorites here is Besh, Higgins, Royals, Noel. I like those 4.
Yeah, you need somebody that's gonna come in and make an immediate impact. I think Jack Besh is probably the guy that comes in between him and Higgins. I think Royals will come on. It's something going to be right away. And Io Manor, Royals. That's what you. All right, we're gonna go Royals.
Jalen 4-4-2.
4-4-2. Lock it up.
Who's on the clock now? Is that me or you, Juice?
Me, and then I think we'll be back in terms of our normal pattern.
All right.
So the Bolts are on the clock here. Drew went with Michael in the first round. This is also a team in need of a receiver. Maybe we start the receiver run. Perhaps we start the receiver run here.
They need they need a replacement, I guess, for Christian Watson. Right?
No, we're on the Chargers right now, not Green Bay yet.
Chargers, my bad.
Yeah.
Besh, bro. It's a Besh pick, bro.
That offensive line in Los Angeles. I think Zion is moving to center. I think that's the plan. Who are my guards?
Guards are Carson Barnhart, Trey Pinkins III, and Jameer Slayer.
Yeah, I don't love
Sawyer.
Sawyer. What's wrong with me?
Sawyer.
We like Sawyer.
We do like Sawyer.
Oh yeah, I do like Sawyer. Yeah.
I don't know if you like the other guard though.
No,
you said Zion's moving to center.
Yeah, I think Zion's moving to center. That's what I'm hearing anyway. So you went Michael in the first. I'll go get a receiver. We started to run. Jack Besh.
That's what I would grab.
I'm getting Jaden Higgins, bro. Give me Jaden Higgins.
That would be the next one for me.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go with Green Bay. Big body, 6'4", receiver running 4.4. Fits their profile. But she done got me. I'm looking at wide receiver also for Green Bay. We got a corner, right, in the first round.
Yeah, Will Johnson.
Will Johnson.
That's a steal there.
You want to go Sevion Williams, bro?
I don't know.
What?
Let me see the wide receiver.
Why are you saying what?
Why are you pushing Savion so much? Talk to me.
I think he's a super raw talent, bro. Could be the best receiver in the draft.
That's not what they need, bro. That's not what they need, bro. They need a professional receiver, bro. Savion is not a professional recipher, bro.
That's Jack Besh.
I'm looking for. Well, I would have said Jack Besh, but hell, y'all boys keep dumping on him, bro. I said him 6 picks ago, bro.
Who's dumping on Besh?
So Royals got picked over him. Royals got picked over him, right?
And you're suggesting that Besh is far and away
And
better
Higgins,
than Royals and Higgins. Far and away
Higgins got
better.
picked over. I would have picked Besh over Royals.
Okay, well, you had an opportunity and you didn't.
Yeah, you picked Royals, bro, didn't you?
You picked Royals, bro.
No, but that was Mr. C. Mr. C made the pick. I'm saying if I wasn't making the pick.
But you said the words, bro.
What do you mean?
You could have vetoed Mr. C.
Nah,
you could have vetoed it.
Nah, that's not. I'm not. No sabotage here, bro. We're not sabotaging. You feel me? No sabotage, bro. I don't want this to feel like
Jake said, "What's on the D line?" Jake said, "What's on the D line?"
D line.
You know who Jake like? You know who Jake like, right? You like Jalen Lane.
Oh, the receiver from VTech.
Not Lane. I mean Noel. Excuse me.
Iowa State.
Iowa
State. They got Jaden Reed on the roster.
Oh, you got Deion Walker, bro. But y'all run. What do they run over there? They run a 3-4 though, right? For Green Bay.
Like a normal lot. I like a normal lot.
I like a normal lot too.
Yeah, I'm looking at D line too. But you know who they got? They got our guy, Devontae Wyatt. He's a 3-tech. Kenny Clark.
You see that? You see that? You failed Dana, Drew. You failed.
Listen, I like what I could have get around here value-wise. Drew had done his job, got me in a second rounder. We couldn't do the second rounder because I was wheeling and dealing with Juice. He's a hater.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
That on me. Don't put that on
me. That was you, bro.
How you gonna put that on me?
You were the one who said we can't do a second rounder. That's too rich for your blood, bro.
Hey, that's too rich for my
blood. And we ended up doing the third rounder, right?
Bruh,
you remember?
Bruh, too rich for my blood, bro.
Right.
You act like I was the only person you could trade with, bro.
I was, bro, at the time.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? At the time, bro.
So what you saying, bro? You got swindled? Is that what you saying?
No, I'm not saying. I'm fine with the trade.
So you fine with the trade? So what are you talking about, bro?
Because you posted what Dana said. So I'm answering them. Dana, this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with
this. Is what happened. It's Juice's fault that I agreed with him, bro, to make this trade.
Correct. 100%. 100%, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know the deal, bro.
Jake, what's your thoughts on this D-line, on these D-line prospects? What you saying?
I need an edge more than D tackle.
Yeah, I think so.
You got Landon Jackson there, JT Tuamalo. I think Jared Ivey could play edge and tackle. You got Kyle Kennard. He's a great pass rusher, but I'm still looking at Besh, bro. Like, I don't really want to come off of Besh for Green Bay. What you saying, Jake?
Say it with your chest.
Yeah, because I'm about to pick Besh, bro. Unless you tell me you want somebody. Tuamala, Norman Lott, Kennard. Yeah. I think out of those guys, I like Norman Lott the most. Interior guy, I don't know. TJ Slayton is a free agent, but you got Wyatt, Kenny Clark, Carl Brooks, Kobe Wooden. Got a lot of good tackles there. JT's a power edge. You got Gary.
He said Io Manor. He's saying Io Manor.
If they receiver is Io Manor because of the size, and then these are your defensive players here.
Norman Lott, Kennard makes sense, and
I know you're a Kennard guy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was going to go Kyle Kennard. So let's go Kyle Kennard here for Green Bay. Get a pass rusher.
Take it easy, Dana.
See you later.
Yeah. Love his tape. There at South Carolina. So let's go get Kyle Kennard.
All right. Holden, the Falcons did well. Falcons did well through 2 rounds. In the first, Mike Green, and then followed that up with Trey Amos in the second round. All right. Drew, Buffalo.
So Buffalo, we got Walter Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
What's their receiver room look like? I forgot. Just want to make sure.
We got nothing. Shakira, and that's it, man. Oh, Keon.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Nah.
Mark Cooper out of there?
Mark.
Yeah, Cooper. I don't think Amari Cooper's back. No.
Okay. All right.
Boy,
they got receiver one. Curtis Samuel, or is his contract up?
Who cares, bro? We're going to get Jack Besh, bro. Right now, immediately. Lock him up, bro.
Good pick. Good pick. Houston Texans on the clock. Kelvin Banks. Let someone come in and demand Kelvin Banks bang on the table. I think it's a good pick. I think it's a good pick for him. That interior defensive line, man. I want to. I think that Norman Lott fella. Oh yeah, that Norman Lott fella. That Norman Lott fella. I love
Deion Walker.
I love Deion Walker, bro. But I'm gonna go Norman Lott. I'm gonna go Norman Lott.
Yeah.
All right, the Panthers. Who we got in the first for the Panthers?
It's Jalen Walker. Go Deion Walker here, bro. Let's lock it up.
You wanna add the Walkers?
I like it.
Yeah, the Walker.
Law
firm, bro.
I don't hate it.
Next
I don't hate it.
Derek Brown.
Let me see your corner real quick.
Listen,
I need a corner though.
Listen, insurance companies don't like Morgan and Morgan, and offensive linemen ain't gonna like Walker and Walker, bro. You feel me? And then you got Johnson and Johnson with the baby oil. You feel me? P Diddy
with the baby.
How about a wide receiver to help Bryce Young, man? We don't need a receiver.
I think they might end up trading, or they might get a guy in free agency. I think it's probably what's going to happen there. But
free agency.
I think I would prioritize adding a veteran. Unless there's somebody you love here, bro. Is there somebody you love here in the second round?
Noel. He'll be the next guy out for me. Got my guy Tez there also. But yeah, I like the idea of putting a veteran around him. You got Coker and Leggett, they're two younger players.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Throw a veteran there. Let's keep building this defense then. Let's keep building this defense. Shaq Thompson is a free agent, but you got Trayvon Wallace. They need a corner, man. I'm gonna go cornerback. Let's go get a corner.
It's interesting. So you go with. You want Quincy Riley, who's down at 157. I don't know how he ran at the combine.
Oh, very well.
He ran very well. Want to grab him over Kobe Bryant?
He just said it. He just said it, bro. He doesn't know, bro. He just said it, bro.
He ran well. I know Quincy. My boy Quincy, bro. So
let me check. Bro.
He had to run.
I'm sure he did run well, bro.
Probably, bro.
You said my boy Quincy like you know from back home.
He ran a 4.48. He ran a 4.48.
That's a good time, man.
He's straight.
But you got J.C. Horn. I'm hearing like some trade talks around J.C. Horn. I don't know if you guys heard that. Safety. They need a safety as well. Who's the safeties on the board right here? Castro Winston, right? Yeah. Oh, we got Makuba.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Billy Bowman ran out the gym. That boy too.
Mm-hmm. Let's go get Makuba here. Let's go get Makuba here for Carolina.
Andrew?
Yeah, I kind of, I look at him as a finesse player at Clemson, but he added some weight. He added some physicality to this game at Texas, and I'm a fan of Makuba now, man. He's coming downhill with bad intentions. He can play the ball in the air. I think he's a versatile player that we could add on this defense in Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, replace that Jeremy Chin. Kind of a Jeremy Chin type player.
Gotcha.
Who did Baltimore get in the first round?
Shamar Stewart.
So that's our edge. And then boys need a tackle. I don't know if I want to push that. Or do that. Let me just look at the roster
You don't like Ursery at this point? You don't like Ursery?
No, that's probably where I'm going. I just want to make sure I don't miss out on a. Just want to check the roster real quick, make sure I don't miss out on something.
Gotcha.
Could go No, I'm not going receiver. Chill. Yeah, let's go ahead and go. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Ursery. Good old Ursery.
Ursery. All right, that takes us to Detroit. Drew went with Princely in the first. Let's see here. I know they need a third wideout, or they'd like a third wideout. That offensive line. You want to make sure that the offensive line remains intact long term, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe a question mark at one of those guard spots. Probably do something along those lines. I'd like a down lineman here too. Yeah.
Jones, I don't know if you grab him here though.
Who's that?
Nah, go get Deion Walker, bro. Just
Yeah.
He's still on the way.
That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna lean on Dan Campbell to get the most out of this immense talent. It really. I think they've jumped the shark, bro. I think they've jumped the shark to a certain degree with Deion Walker, bro. I think it's crazy. This man's outside the top 100, bro. No way, bro. No way, bro. Give me Deion Walker.
Yeah, that's crazy talk.
Crazy talk.
Commanders.
Derek Harmon on defensive tackle, great pick there in the first round. So I'm gonna go on the offensive side of the football. You added Deebo Samuel, well needed wide receiver. They could add a tight end, but they drafted Ben Sinnott, Kansas State.
Sinnott, yeah.
Senator Sinnott. So I think he could be the eventual starter there. So I'm gonna go running back. I'm gonna go get my guy, Quinshon Judkins, Ohio State, physical running back, has more juice than a Brian Robinson, and with Austin Eckler out of the backfield.
Okay.
You wouldn't go with a Caleb Johnson there, bro?
Quinshon Judkins.
Said it, bro.
That's my
you got
guy,
it,
bro.
All right, bro. You wrong, but you got him, bro. I understand.
Oh man. I think that 4.58, 4.57, that Caleb Johnson. I don't think it's a death nail by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it hurts him. I think people were expecting more explosiveness.
I did too.
Expectations.
Yeah. I think he's still going to be effective, assuming you get him in that zone scheme, though. I think it'd be fine. Buffalo, Drew.
So for Buffalo,
you got to do Bills. Bills are electric proud, bro. Do him proud.
I'm thinking second level, or I'm thinking safety. I think you took the last. I think the teardrop is a significant teardrop with the safeties that are left. The only guy that I like here that's still on the board that could still be up in that upper tier of safeties is Kevin Winston, but he's been injured. Like, you want to talk about out of sight, out of mind?
Yeah.
He's a big one. So I'm not going to take a stab there because then I got to explain him. We don't need to explain it. Come on, Buffalo. What did we do first? We did Walter and then Becher, so I got the receiver. All right, so go over to corner. I guess we'll go corner. And you didn't take Quincy Riley, right? But Darren Porter ran faster, though. All right?
4.3. 4.3 flat.
I don't need that 4.3 though, bro. Let me get Quincy Riley, bro. Quincy Riley. I loved him at the Senior Bowl. Grab Quincy Riley there.
All right, so Zabel in the first to Kansas City. I think they have some fairly significant needs along the defensive line, particularly in the interior. Particularly in the interior. But do I love a player here? I don't love Shamar Turner. I think I'm probably lower than most, and I might be wrong on that one, but I think I'm lower than most on Shamar Turner. There's some interior defensive linemen that I like a little bit later here. So I'll come off of that. Let's see. It's two players for me, and I'm leaning towards Ivy because of what he does when he can reduce down. But I know that the need isn't quite as dire at edge, but I still believe in Landon Jackson's upside, bro. I believe in his upside, so I think I'm gonna pick him here. Landon Jackson.
If anybody gonna get it out of him, it's your boy Spags, bro. So
yeah,
ain't mad at it.
Yeah, I think in my mock draft I went with Schlesinger here, which makes a ton of sense as well. Nick Bolton might be out. I'm not sure about that one for certain, but I like Landon Jackson, and as you mentioned, Spags can certainly get the most out of him.
All right. This is
All
last
right,
pick in round 2. The Eagles so far. I know you grabbed the wide receiver for them, right? Ibuka.
mm-hmm. Ibuka.
Ibuka. Yeah, we got to go on the defensive side of the ball. That was a bit of a luxury pick, but I get it. You know, they've been looking for that third wide receiver. I think the defensive line, just replenishing that. Sweat's a free agent. Milton Williams a free agent. Brandon Graham, I'm not sure if he's retiring. So, yeah, we need to replenish that, man. The Eagles, they're going to attack the defensive line. And let me see. You got Shamar Turner, Tuamalo. Ivy's right there. I think Ivy could be a really good fit for these boys. Yeah, let me go Jared Ivy here to the Philadelphia Eagles.
I like it. I like it. Let's see. How are we doing on time? Pretty on the late side. Let's recap it. Let's recap it, shall we? And we'll just go team by team here. So for Dana's Cardinals, there was a trade down, right? There was a trade down. Actually netted Trey Hendrickson in a trade down, gave up a pair of third round selections, but then they actually traded down. So that wasn't part of the trade down to 19. That was a separate trade. Managed to get Trey Hendrickson, added Darius Alexander. I doubled down at the edge.
That's crazy.
With
they
Braden
got Hendrickson, Swinson, Alexander, D-line fix.
Yeah, D-line fix. D-line fix here in Arizona. The Falcons stayed the course, but I think if it turns out similar to this, bro, I don't know if you're gonna get these exact 2 players, Headley, but this is what the doctor ordered.
Yeah,
this is what the doctor ordered for the Falcons. They absolutely need to improve their pass rush, and then of course they need someone to hold up opposite AJ Terrell on the back end. So Mike Green, Trey Amos makes a ton of sense.
I like it. The only thing I would say is I think I should have traded down at 15 to get some additional picks, because the Falcons, we traded our 3rd round pick for Judon for the Patriots.
Replenish some of that draft capital. Baltimore Ravens. Was that you, Drew? Did you make both these selections?
Nah, I made Stewart.
Henley, you made the Stewart selection.
Yeah, you made the Stewart.
I think when you talk about size, speed, prospects at the edge, it makes a ton of sense here, right? Adolfo Owe obviously had a monster combine, not quite as big as Shamar Stewart, but had 0 sacks in his collegiate career, right? And then, of course, they've managed to turn him into a solid player. I don't think he's a world beater, but he's a quality player. And then, of course, Shamar Stewart, who doesn't have a ton of production in his own right, but has a tantalizing skill set and an incredible athletic profile. So that just makes sense. You know, the need, the type of player, that Baltimore organization, how they view certain archetypes, it makes a ton of sense. And I think the same thing can be said about Ursary, right? Ursary was kind of an in vogue late 1st round selection for a lot of the 2024 season. He's kind of reverted back to the mean a bit here, right? There was kind of that meteoric rise, and he's reversed back here. But I think he comes at good value, 59th overall. I believe, Drew, you made that pick, so I like those 2 selections. In the image of the Baltimore Ravens, right? They're not slam dunks, but a ton of upside, and big physical players for sure. We'll take this one, Headley, with Buffalo. What you think?
Yeah, the Bills, bro. We got some trenches there with Walter Nolan, physical football player. Something the Bills need. Somebody in the interior that could play the run, could play the pass. Those playoff games in December, January, against Chiefs and those teams like that likes to run the football. So I like Walter Nolan up front. Then we got Besh. This guy's a route runner, excellent hands. He's going to be exactly where Josh Allen needs him. So him and Shakir. Inside the numbers, I think that's a deadly combination. Keon Coleman kind of stretch the field on the outside. And then Quincy Riley, the Bills, man, need a cornerback as well. Got some free agents there. So Quincy Riley's a guy that I love. He could play inside. He could play outside. He could run. He could hit. He could tackle. So I think he's a complete football player. And I think people are sleeping on him, especially this mock draft simulator. So I love the value there with Quincy Riley.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, you could go either Riley or even in this particular instance, Landon Jackson to really solidify that down line. But I think either of those picks were good fits. What about Carolina here, Headley?
Yeah, defense, more defense. I know Bryce Young, we need to get him right, fix the offensive line a little bit, get some receivers. But I think we said we could address those needs in free agency. And get back to Carolina Panthers defense. They had one of the best defenses in the league a couple seasons ago. Some guys left like Brian Burns, traded they traded Dante Jackson for Deontay Johnson. It wasn't a good trade, but you end up with Jalen Walker, who I feel is one of the best defensive players in the class. Him, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, those guys. And then you got Makuba. Makuba's a safety that has some physicality. He can be a tone setter on this defense, could cover in the slot if you want to be versatile. So you added 2 good football players there for the Carolina Panthers defense.
Hindsight, would you prioritize Riley over Makuba?
Quincy Riley?
Yeah.
Yeah, they needed a corner as well. But I ended up with the safety. But I like Quincy Riley here. Yeah, I probably would have picked Riley over Makuba.
Okay. All right. Drew, you took Jeanty 10th overall. You checked in, and everybody was on board with it. They are in a unique position that they have the flexibility to actually take a running back early. I think after that, maybe the earliest might be Denver, maybe. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, all things considered. I mean, I know Dallas certainly has a need, but they have a litany of needs. So, and Helly has mentioned it on several occasions. He feels like the receiving room needs more of a facelift, particularly if you bring back Donald. The problem is that you don't have anybody under contract, really. I think Deuce Vaughn might be the only guy you got under contract. I'm not sure. So, at any rate, Jeanty lands to the Bears as Araku Watson. Your thoughts on these selections?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. The Bears are essentially fixing their offensive line. They've done it in free agency. I think, like Headley said, they're going to get the center that plays for the Falcons. That's probably who they're going to grab next. So that kind of solidifies that offensive line. Protect Caleb, and then Ashton Jeanty is the complete player when you talk about the running back position, especially with his ability to pass block. And then Donovan Ezaraku. I think this is the pick that you made. You kind of going back and forth in terms of, I forget who the other players you were thinking about, but you were asking, hey, he's a guy better with his hand in the ground or standing up. He's a guy who stands up. And when I said, doesn't matter if his hands in the ground or standing up, as long as he can come off the edge and defend it and hold up in the run game, which he can do. I don't think it matters. And then Xavier Watts, I think Juice, I think you made this pick if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Talking about all the 3 safeties or 4 safeties on the roster. We coming to the end of all the contracts, and we're not sure about Jaquan Brisker. He's the only one I think under contract. Will continue to be under contract after this year. But
no, they're all in the final year.
Oh, it's everybody. It's everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody. So we don't have a choice. We got to go get a safety. And I think this is the 3rd best safety on our board, if I'm not mistaken, for all of us. So he's a turnover machine. And all these players here are plug and play, ready to go immediately. Impact players for the Bears.
All right. Keep it going, Drew. Back-to-back picks up front at the edge position for Cincinnati.
Yeah. Well, I didn't make the first pick, but I made the second pick. The Bengals, we traded away Trey Henderson. I think it was to the Arizona Cardinals. So James Pierce is his replacement. And we're hoping that he is that flash and splash player and continues to just kind of grow as a player. With the Bengals losing both Hubbard and which I found out today, brother. I knew Hubbard was gone, but I didn't realize he retired.
No, he retired
from the league. Yeah, I didn't realize. He let me know. He's like, no, he retired. And then obviously Trey Henderson getting traded. So now you gotta find 2 edge guys, and these are 2 edge guys. I know, Juice, you don't really. Jack Sawyer is not sexy enough for you, but I like him because he's where he's supposed to be. He shows up in big games, and he's responsible in terms of not running past screens and kind of, diagnosing plays things that are happening in front of them and kind of shutting those plays down before they ever can begin. So we got a sexy and we got a responsible.
Yeah, I think it's a good balance between these 2 picks. My here's the thing. I'm not the highest on Pierce either. I'm not the highest on Pierce either. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I am encouraged by the incremental steps that he's taken and the upside, right? Yeah. Whereas Sawyer, I think, has a lower ceiling, but has a solid floor. I think he definitely has a solid floor. He'd be a good Sam Hubbard replacement. Hopefully Pierce can be that Trey Hendrickson guy. Boy, Trey Hendrickson was like a third round pick. You know what I'm saying? He just blossomed into a terrific player, starting his career out in New Orleans. So
did he come in
FAU?
FAU.
I knew we saw him at the Shrine game. We was on him early.
Yeah.
He was on him early at the Shrine game.
Absolutely. We're in person in that Shrine game. So definitely. All right. Cleveland. I I anticipated the Myles Garrett trade, but Headley is convinced that he's going to be able to talk Myles Garrett out of a trade. I don't buy it. But we went to Abdul Carter, and in retrospect, if you end up with Abdul Carter as well as Myles Garrett, you're in phenomenal shape in terms of your pass rush. And then we're trying to retool this offensive line, right? Josh Conerly, when you talk about just in terms of being his movement skills as a offensive tackle, I think he's top of the class as far as his movement skills, his ability to get to reach blocks, cut off blocks, climb to the second level. His functional strength needs work. And that's an area where, especially if you're a younger player, it's an area that you can improve upon. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to really, to me, be the determining factor, whether or not he can improve his pass sets, as Headley mentioned. But this is a good start to kind of retooling this team. And Drew, you mentioned you think I should have taken Shedeur second overall. I just don't think this team is ready to drop a rookie quarterback in there. I don't think they have the pieces just yet. I think we overestimated what they were going to be last season. And then when you take a look at some of their contract situations and the age of players' injuries that they've been experiencing, particularly along the offensive line, Nick Chubb, the running back room is Jerome Ford and really nothing else at this point. I don't want to put a young quarterback in that situation just yet. So I like how we started things here with Cleveland. With Dallas, hell, you took Matthew Golden in the first, again, citing that need at the receiver position. Golden obviously finished his 2024 campaign on a high note, and then he punctuates it here at the Combine. So he's the second pure receiver off the board here, remains in the state of Texas. And then I followed that up with Tyleik Williams. I think there's a pretty significant gap along this defense. I think you could go edge too, opposite Micah Parsons, but certainly Dallas has to do better job at holding up at the point of attack, and they're bare as far as the cupboard is concerned. After Mozzie Smith, there's really not much else in terms of interior defensive linemen here.
Y'all just signed, y'all just signed Oza, the D tackle. Y'all just gave him some money.
Odighizuwa?
Yeah.
Odighizuwa? Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
A lot of money.
That's good. I mean, he's their best pass rusher from the interior. He's definitely their best pass rusher, but I still think this team got to figure out how to stop the run. I think Tyleik Williams could really help in that regard and give you a little bit of juice in terms of the pass rush as well. 3-4 sack type of guy. But yeah, that's the pair of picks there for Dallas. I'll take Denver, and then I'm going to turn it back over to you, Headley. I made both these selections. And I think as it relates to the Denver Broncos offense, these are the two pressing needs. And I don't think you could ask for much better unless you get a chance to select Jeanty. I don't think you can ask for much better. There are people who feel Marion Hampton is a better prospect than Ashton Jeanty. Colson Loveland, his movement skills at the tight end position, which was kind of a black hole for Denver. They didn't really have a legitimate option in their passing game at the tight end position. He fills that void, and then Hampton becomes your bell cow as RB1. I don't know that he'll be used in that way out the gate, especially for Sean Payton, who likes to have kind of a committee. But I think it's McLaughlin and Estime are all you have on the roster currently at running back. So Hampton really is a shot in the arm there for Denver. All right. Detroit, Headley.
Detroit. Drew had to go Princely here. His former Gator went to Ole Miss, and now he'll be in Detroit. And then Deon Walker. This is a guy that we've loved for a couple seasons here. He could do it all on that defensive line. But we like him as a 3-tech. We like him getting after the quarterback, rushing the passer. And then you got Princely there as well. Aiden Hutchinson's coming off of that injury. You add these two guys along the defensive line, and I think Detroit will be ready to go. I think secondary, they tried to clean it up a little bit, but some injuries happened there as well. So they need to address that as well. But I like, building it up front to help out that secondary in Detroit.
Absolutely. I'm with that. Green Bay, Headley.
The Packers, Jair Alexander. That's the big question mark right now for Green Bay. Is he coming back? Is he staying? I think he's on his way out. So we just added a Will Johnson to replace him. This is a guy that's an excellent zone corner, click and close ability, gets his hands on the football. Former 5-star guy that's kind of fell out of favor recently in the draft community because of the tackling issues. I think sometimes deep down the field, also getting his head around. I think he improved that. But, I like it here, man. He's dropping all the way to 23. That's a steal. This guy was a top 5 player in the class a couple months ago. So getting him at 23, excellent value. And then Kyle Kennard, pass rusher here for Green Bay, add to that defensive line. Kennard, man, he's a transfer from Georgia Tech, I believe. And he went to South Carolina and balled out, man. In big games, he made big plays at the right moment. Can get after the passer, man. This guy's a great pass rusher here for Green Bay.
All right. Drew, you ready to get back in there for the Houston Texans?
Yeah, did it. I thought it muted me. Yeah, let's go. All right, so for Houston, I forget who it was. Let me scroll up. I took this pick gingerly when it came to it was Brandon. It was Brandon gingerly, and I took it under protest for Kelvin Banks. I think Simmons was still on the board at that point, if I'm not mistaken. I forget who it was. I think it was Simmons. But we went Kelvin Banks, keep him home in Texas. I think we said if it doesn't work out at tackle, we kick him into guard, if I'm not mistaken. And then I think Juicy went Oman Norman Lott for the interior, one of the 3 technique. We had Deion Walker on the board, but you said, nah, let's do something a little different. Go for Oman Norman Lott, who we love. Just need to see him play a lot more snaps. Tennessee was treating him like he was, second rate. Like he was precious.
Kept him in the bubble wrap. Kept Oman Norman Lott in the bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Man.
Unleash him, man. Unleash him.
Yeah, I hope throughout the pre-draft process we get some answers as to why that was the case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They got 2 other good D tackles in
they
Tennessee.
do. They do.
But he should have played a lot more than 17 snaps a game. That's kind of crazy.
That is kind of crazy. That should be closer to 30, 35. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, let the man impact the game. You know what I mean? So, all right. Indy, Drew. Let's stay in the AFC South.
All right. Indy. We went and we got us a safety. I think for Indianapolis, the Colts. I think it's going to be between a corner, safety, and a tight end, right? I remember DP saying about the receiver or tight end and the offense itself. Everything just needs to be a little bit simpler. Need to get the ball out quickly. We need to work that short to intermediate game. I think Mason Taylor would be excellent at that, because I had questioned Headley, hey, why not? Harold Fanning said nope, like Mason Taylor better. And I think he's probably a better fit for this team. Everything don't need to be, 8 to 30 yards down the football field. Let's make it simple for my guy, Anthony Richardson. Yeah, AR. And then just the safety position. I mean, that's a top safety on our board. And I think Nick Moore went off the board before, because I made that pick also, before Malachi Starks. I got my reasons. But, pick the top safety in the draft for these boys.
All right. Jacksonville, I got it started here for the Jaguars with Mason Graham. He's kind of a common pick here, 5th overall. The way I look at it, the prism I look at it through, is that this Jacksonville Jaguars defense really struggled. I think they certainly could address the offensive line as well. But they really struggled last year, really underachieved. And while I think they had some good individual players, they just did not play as a cohesive unit. Yeah. I'd like to get this front really playing at a high level, right? As opposed to having, Walker go off for a few weeks at a time, and then Allen steps up a couple weeks at a time. I really like these guys to feed off of each other, and I think Graham in the middle of that defense can kind of pull that together. And then Headley made it a point, man. There was some good corners on the board, and Headley really made it a point to say, Azariah Thomas needs to be considered among these guys, the Trey Amisos of the guy, the Maxwell Harristons. Like, he needs to be considered in that same type of light. You might have him stacked up a little bit differently, but graded similarly. What he does in man coverage, and of course the struggles Jacksonville had on the back end, I think you pair up Mason Graham and Azariah Thomas, and you're taking significant steps in terms of improving the Jaguars' defense. In KC is kind of in a unique situation, right? I love the pick of Gray Zabel, Drew, right? It just happened recently here in terms of Joe Thuney being traded off to Chicago. You've saved some money on that. You get younger. Gray Zabel, I think, fits in. He's like a glove. The fit is perfect. Fit is perfect in terms of what they want to do in terms of inside out. And then, of course, you're still trying to figure out that left tackle position. But your guard positions, your center position, and for all intents and purposes, right tackle is good. You just got to figure out left tackle. And then just looking at who was on the board, while I do think there's a bigger need in terms of the interior defensive line, I just don't think Landon Jackson should last into the third round. I think he should be coming off the board at some point in the second round. I've seen enough of the flashes throughout his collegiate career. You don't have that many guys who are 6'6", 6'7" as a true hand in the ground 4-3 edge. You got a lot of tweeners these days. And I think a guy like Spags, he loves these types of players. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be surprised, although I don't know that he's great at it, I wouldn't be surprised if Spags doesn't move him around a little bit, reduce him down at times to try to take advantage of some matchups. So that's the reason there for the Leonard Jackson selection to Kansas City. Hadley, the Raiders.
Yeah, we got the Las Vegas Raiders on pick number 6. Had to go Shedeur Sanders. I think Shedeur Sanders is kind of falling down boards. That's what they're saying. It could be smoke screen season, but man, I don't think the Raiders should pass him up at all. They don't really have a quarterback on the roster. You got Minshew still there, Aiden O'Connell. This is a definite upgrade right here. I think he's the best pure passer in this class over Cam Ward. Cam Ward is QB1, but as a pure passer, the touch, the accuracy that he puts on the football, we just got to protect them. If we protect Shedeur Sanders, everything's going to be good, and he's going to be hitting guys like Trey Harris, the second-round pick here. Trey Harris is another guy I feel is sliding down the board unfairly. You put on the tape of Trey Harris, he's smooth. He could catch the football. He can stretch the field. The run after catch ability as well. He has the size. We'll see about the speed. I don't know. Some people might be questioning the speed, but I think he's plenty fast on tape. So Shedeur Sanders to Trey Harris in Vegas, man, with Brock Bowers. On the interior, man, I love it, man. I love it for Shedeur and the Raiders.
And then you got Jacoby Myers working the short to intermediate. I like it. I like this start for the Raiders as well. Let me ask you guys both this question. Trey Harris, 37th overall. Is that reasonable in your mind? Is that too late or is that reasonable? I think anywhere between 20 and 40, I think is understandable for Trey Harris. Yeah, and like I said, I'd be fine. I think you get him at a value. The closer you get to 40, and then in the 20-ish range, I think that's reasonable in this particular receiving class. So okay, we're aligned from that perspective. Drew, why don't you get back in here, man, with the Chargers, Michael and Jaden Higgins?
Yeah, so with the Chargers, with them losing Bosa and Khalil Mack, they're going to need an edge guy. I think Juice was kind of hating on Michael Williams here for the pick, just in terms of the fit. I think he's a 4-3 edge. I think he can do, it could be the
no. Let me make. I want to make sure that isn't misrepresented. I think if you're looking for a guy to scream off the edge, Michael Williams is not that player.
Right? Oh yeah. I got you.
But if you're looking for a 5 technique, 4-eye, 4-3 edge, bro, yes, absolutely, and a guy who can reduce down too, absolutely. Right. So it's just a matter of what you're looking for here.
I got you. I ain't mad at it. So we got you guys your edge, your other edge, I should say it that way. And then Jaden Higgins, receiver out of Iowa State. This was a Headley pick. Headley, what do you got to say about him, man?
I didn't make this pick.
I made the pick.
Oh, you? So why the hell did you make this pick, bro?
Why you ain't Higgins, bro? You act like he's a scrub, bro.
Scrub out here, bro. I ain't picked Jack Besh. That's the problem, bro. You didn't pick Jack Besh, bro. That's the problem. No, I think in a class where you don't have very many guys that present the frame that Higgins has, and that isn't to say Jack Besh is small. Jack Besh is solid, 6'1", 210, 215, bro. He's solid. But Higgins at 6'4", bro, he can just play above the rim. And I think he's a better complement to what you get from Lab McConkey compared to Jack Besh. I think they're comparable, right? You might have Besh a little bit higher in your case here, Drew, but I think they're comparable from that regard. And then Higgins showed some sneaky speed in the combine. I think that certainly force you to kind of go back to the tape and see, how does this guy win? Is it just contested situations? Is he creating separation? Hadley mentioned it. He's separating more consistently than you kind of recall. So I think what you were looking for in Quentin Johnston, you may not necessarily get that kind of explosiveness per se, right, but I think it approaches that. And I think he's a good complement or pairing, I should say, not necessarily a compliment, but a pairing with Lab McConkey. So that's the reason I went with Higgins. Present a bigger catch radius here to him. And by him, I mean Justin Herbert. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go back to the Rams. Headley, one pick here from the Rams, and I think Drew took Josh Simmons, or that I may have taken Josh Simmons.
Yeah,
What you think? What you
Yeah,
think, man?
I love it. I love it, man. The Rams offensive line needs some help. I think Sean McVay's offense has to go through the offensive line. It just makes everything click. So Josh Simmons, to me, I have him as tackle one right now. I know he got injured early in the season. We didn't get to see him against the top competitions in the Big Ten. But man, he's smooth. Him and Donovan Jackson. I say it's like synchronized swimming. How they get to the second level, the run block. So in a zone scheme, he's the perfect player for Sean McVay in his zone scheme. So I love the pick here. Getting him at what 26. This is, yeah, excellent value right here for my tackle one in the class.
And here's the thing with Simmons. Again, the reports out of the combine is that he's ahead of schedule in terms of his recovery from his knee injury. And what's interesting here is that you got Rob Havenstein, long-time Ram, been a mainstay at right tackle, but he's going into the last year of his deal. It's going to be the last year he plays for Los Angeles. They did extend Alaric Jackson, so you don't have to rush Simmons into the situation. You can wait on Simmons and then reap the benefits when he is fully healthy. So I think under those circumstances, it's a good pick. I think it's a solid pick. And then of course, like I said, Headley, you mentioned it. Had Simmons been able to play the duration of the season, I think we're having a very different conversation in terms of where he goes in the draft. All right, I'm gonna go right back to you here, Drew. The Dolphins.
Oh yeah, I talked about it in terms of grabbing the first safety off the board, and that's what I did with the South Carolina safety. I know there was a discussion in terms of going defensive line or offensive line, trying to beef up this or trying to toughen up this team. I decided to go safety was a need. They lost Javon Holland and Nick Emanaware. He is a bully. He had a fantastic combine, probably had the best combine of anybody. This guy's is he 6'3", 220?
Yep.
Blazing speed. And he's gonna make you feel it when he come downhill. No diddy. And then Alfred Collins, we were watching him via the Patreon, bro. We weren't even watching him. We were looking at was it Barron? We're looking at Barron.
Yeah, I kept on.
Collins kept popping up. He's like
Collins, bro. He just keep flashing. Bro.
Yeah, he keep flashing.
Keep flashing.
He was disposing of offensive linemen consistently, winning. Juice had talked about him in terms of him being, getting him in the second round, which obviously that's what we did. But him being a 2-down player, and I added, I was like, hey, listen, he may be a 2-down player because I don't know that he gives you a ton in terms of pass rush, unless he's able to win immediately with that first move. But in terms of causing a bunch of disruption, penetration, turning runs, the other way, or just ruining plays in general, he's consistent with that. And I think he's going to get you to that third and long, that NASCAR package. Like he's going to be able to, third and long, or even maybe sometimes second and long. He might be the guy that comes off the field and you're able to put those pass rushers on the field from both inside and outside, man. So figure we do that. And he's a bully. So
yeah. Miami just got a lot much more physical, and this is a team that needs to get tougher on either side of the ball. They need to get tougher. You mentioned the Alfred Collins and how you deploy him. Typically, when you talk about a 2-down defensive player, defensive lineman in this case, that's usually a day 3 pick. It's usually a day 3 pick. You know what I'm saying? But as you mentioned, I think Collins has the ability to create third and long because of the way he controls the line of scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? And I think his star is growing. This is kind of the area that I like him. I think I like him within the top 50 to 60 selections, a little bit earlier than what you would anticipate for a guy who doesn't give you a ton from a pass rush perspective. But I've mentioned it before. I've talked about it for the last couple of years. There's a pendulum swinging in terms of how offenses are operating. And you watched like the Rams and their inability to stop Saquon, bro. They would have loved to have Alfred Collins out there, bro. They have guys that can get upfield. Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, and then of course you got Verse and Young at the edges, but they can't stop the run, bro. They don't have the teeth up front in order to get physical and shut down opposing running games, especially when you're facing a quality offensive line. So I think Alfred Collins is going to come at a premium in this draft. Right. Keep it going. Got about 10 more here. Let me talk about Minnesota. Just one selection here. Actually, you know what, Headley? Talk about your guy, man. Wax. Wax about your guy, man.
Benmo, bro. One of the best man-to-man corner in the class. I'm gonna keep saying it. I've been saying it for a while. The injury, the hip injury, is what's depressing his value right now. So he might be a day 2 steal for a football team, but I just had to draft him here to this Brian Flores defense. You know, Flores is gonna send pressure, exotic blitzes, and they need their corners to play on the island, one-on-one, man-to-man. And that's what Benjamin Morrison does really well. He doesn't really give separation to wide receivers. He's in their hip pocket. Love the feet. Love the ball skill. I love everything about him. He can play inside, outside, zone, man. And like I said, man, without the injury, to me, he would have been one of those top 15 picks, man. So getting him here at pick 20, what is that, 24?
Yep.
I love it, man. I love it here from Minnesota. And yeah, man, I think he's gonna be a steal in day 2 because I do think he's gonna go to round 2 because of that hip injury.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you coming off the torn labrum, but check him out. Check him out. You know, audience, as far as this film is concerned, incredible technique in man coverage. I know that you could just see the patience, the confidence in his ability and the faith in his technique. And that's the reason why he gives up very little separation more often than not. So New England up next. Drew, you took Ted McMillan with the 4th overall pick. I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. If Travis Hunter is off the board here, McMillan makes sense because obviously you want to put your young quarterback in position to be successful. I kind of followed that up here in the 2nd round with Donovan Jackson. I think Donovan Jackson could find his way towards the bottom of the 1st round. So the early parts of the 2nd round make a ton of sense. I'm not sure that I would want to necessarily start with him out at tackle. But there are people who do believe that what we saw, and of course the measurables he possesses, he'd be just fine at tackle at the next level. So it's a distinct possibility. I know what he is at guard, and I love it. I love it. The Patriots have a need at both guard and tackle, so we'll figure that part of it out. But we're making this about the success of Drake May here through 2 rounds of the 2025 NFL Draft. The Saints. Okay, so the Saints were interesting. I want to take a crack at this one. I want to take a crack at this one. So, Headley, you took Armand Membo, and that was actually the first tackle off the board, which I'm not mad at that. I think Membo, the tape he's put together, the athletic testing, and having that kind of matchup with the tape and the clean bill of health, right? The measurables, you're not necessarily concerned about arm length or anything like that. The raw power that Membo possesses, I'm okay with him being the top tackle selected in this class, right? He's clean. You know what I'm saying? Injury, measurables, tape, it's all very clean. Makes a ton of sense. I think Fannin is such an intriguing player, Drew. I really think he's an intriguing player. There's certainly a need here for New Orleans in terms of the 50th overall pick. I just wonder, considering all their needs, should we prioritize something else and take advantage of the depth at this position? You understand what I'm saying? Now, to be fair, I think there were already 3 tight ends off the board when you made this pick. So I can understand that, you know what, let me just go get my guy. But Fannin is really intriguing to me. And the people, the detractors out there who feel like he's kind of a turnstile in the run game, I disagree with that. I think he's a willing blocker who needs to improve his technique, but I think he's certainly a willing blocker. That being said, I want him out in pass routes. Like, the Saints need a lot of help, bro. They need a lot of help, but this is a good start on the offensive side of the ball. And I also think, just to take it one step further, I think you got to kind of decide, unless you are able to generate a litany of draft capital. And we did trade down here. We were able to add the 82nd overall pick, and we gave up a late 4th round pick as part of that swap. But you may have to make a decision in terms of, okay, we're just going to focus on really resolving one side of the ball, right? Or a handful of position groups, because the reality is that they have needs everywhere. And of course, they have a really dire cap situation. But good start here.
I would say for the Saints, devil's advocate, like somebody might say, like, they need defense. They need to get young on defense, especially in the front 7. So to get a tackle and a tight end and not addressing the defense in the first 2 rounds, I know they have a ton of needs, but I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I'll be more shocked if they go 2 offensive players than 2 defensive players in the draft. So I think defense is something they have to address.
That's fair. That's definitely fair. I think to your point, I think that conversation starts in either the first round or the second round, right?
Yeah.
But as I look at it, Ryan Ramczyk is, for all intents and purposes, he's done,
Hmm.
right? You'd like to be able to pair up your tackle from last year in Fuaga and get that situated, get the
Yeah.
protection situated up front. So, and we talked about it, right? The depth at the tackle position isn't quite the same as on the defensive side of the ball along the defensive line. So prioritizing and having your pick of the litter at the tackle position to me makes a lot of sense. Now,
Yeah.
when you get to day two, right? Do you prioritize a tight end or do you focus on getting younger on the defensive side of the ball? You know what I'm saying? I think that's where it vacillates a little bit. You again, you could prioritize defense, that's fine, but we also believe here, offensive line is the most important position group,
Yeah.
and you got a
And it,
pretty significant need there.
and it looks like they got 3 third-round picks. Is that right? Three
And
third
with
round
the
picks.
trade down, with the trade
Oh,
down,
okay, with the
Yeah.
yes,
trade down.
with that trade
Gotcha,
down,
gotcha, gotcha.
yeah. But they
Yeah,
have
so
two natively. They have two.
yeah, so they could address defense there.
Yeah, yeah. This team could stand a trade down from 9, bro. They need picks. They need picks, and like you said, if they want to get younger on the defensive side of the ball and address it significantly, they're gonna have to work the draft board a little bit here. All right, June, talk about the Giants, man. Talk about these Giants.
All right, this is D-Kit's team. I think didn't he say he didn't want Cam Ward, but I vetoed it.
I don't know
I
what
told
he
him
was saying.
Man, he
Yeah,
said he don't
okay.
want Cam Ward, but draft Cam Ward. That
Yeah,
may be
man.
what DK is going through. He might be going through that right now, bro. Should it be Cam Ward or should it be Shador? Because I know he was a Shador guy for really the balance of the year. Yeah.
I just don't think he
No.
wants to get rid of that draft capital. I think that's
Yeah,
what
I
he
think
didn't want.
that's probably what it was.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense.
And if it's a shot that you're probably still going to get Shador, then he's probably right. But we don't want to play that game, man. Just lock it up, lock it in, get Cam Ward, best quarterback in the draft. I mean, I don't know what else to say there. They need a quarterback. I know they're kind of flirting with Aaron Rodgers. They're doing their due diligence. They're doing what they're supposed to do as a team to figure out what they want to do at the quarterback position. And then when got Luther Burden, there was a discussion in terms of was Luther Burden or
Trey Harris.
Trey Harris. I want to say Trey almost for some reason, but Trey Harris and me and Headley, we came together. We pushed Juice to the side. And we went with Luther Burden because the discussion was, would you want a Luther Burden and a Malik Neighbors, or do you want a Trey Harris and a Malik Neighbors? And Juice tried to talk us out of it, but no, we went Luther Burden, pepper him with the short to intermediate game, and then you work Malik Neighbors intermediate to long down the field is what we were thinking.
Yeah, I get your thought process, man, but I just want to give Malik Neighbors touches anywhere and everywhere.
I got you. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? And the way I looked at it, the way I was kind of viewing it is that, again, I'm trying to get somebody with a little bit different body type, right?
I got you.
A larger catch radius, you know what I'm saying, for Cam in that particular instance. I'm not to say that Neighbors can't play the X, but I like moving him around all around the formation. You know what I mean? You know, and I think with Burden, you got to kind of manufacture things a little bit more. I like Burden, don't get me wrong. I think it's fine, but in that particular instance, that's why I'm leaning towards Trey Harris. Dana had a quick question. We can take a pause here. Dana had a quick question about Torrey Horton. What are your thoughts on him? I know we liked him a lot after the 2023 season, and then we might have to revisit Torrey Horton. I think he's been out of sight, out of mind this year.
So I need to check his combine because he's one of the guys I wanted to check to see how he did at the combine because I want to know what his
ran 4.4. He ran 4.4.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at him and I watch him, I don't know that he's running 4.4 out there. You know what I mean? So
may not play 4.4. May not play 4.4.
I don't see that he plays 4.4 unless he gets in the open field. But in terms of beating guys off the line and stuff like that, I just don't know. And I don't know if he can consistently separate. I think he's a good receiver. I think he can make contested catches. I think he can contort his body to make the catches on that sideline. I just don't know if he can create much separation consistently for me.
Yeah.
So I got to go back and watch the tape with him.
Yeah, I look at Torrey Horton kind of like a poor man's Trey Harris in this draft. Like you don't get Trey Harris early. You could add a Torrey Horton where he has the size, he has the ball tracking ability, he can catch yards after the catch is great. I also think he has like inside outside versatility as well. He could be a big slot for you as well.
Yeah.
So his game is very intriguing. I like his skill set a lot. But yeah, just being that guy to get consistent separation, that's kind of what he needs to improve upon. But I love his hands. He has very strong hands. The concentration, like he was mossing cats a lot on tape, man. So over the top, above the rim type of player. So I kind of have him and Trey Harris as like if I miss Trey Harris early, I could get a good value player maybe day 3 with Torrey Horton.
Yeah. Injuries, but no, ton of production, especially after the 2023 season. We were very bullish on Horton. It just kind of, like I said, been out of sight, out of mind here. Manuel mentioning about his Rams, they don't typically value the offensive line that high. We had him taking Josh Simmons. It's true. No, you're right about that. You're right about that. I don't recommend it, but you are right about that. Headley, talk to me about this New York Jets draft right here.
Yeah, Drew went with number 7 pick and got Tyler Warren. I think, he's always mocking Tyler Warren to the Jets, and it makes sense. They need a tight end. They need a guy that can catch the ball in the middle of the field. Warren's a guy that has that versatility. He could block on the interior. He could split out and catch passes. And once he gets the ball in his hands, he's like a running back out there. He's like Brock Bowers out there after the catch, man. And he can high point. He goes up high points to football as well. He's not a route runner like Brock Bowers, not as good as a route runner. Separation at the top of the routes. And even Bowers had a question mark on that coming into the league, but I think he's a lot better at creating separation than a Tyler Warren. But I like Warren as a run blocker, as a pass catcher. So, I like him a lot there for the New York Jets. And then you got Maxwell Hairston. Hairston is a guy that absolutely destroyed the combine. He ran like a 4.29?
4.28.
Something crazy like that. I know Drew said he's a smaller guy, but I think he has pretty good size. I think he can play the outside, he can play the inside. Physicality, the fluidity with his hips. So I think he's a complete corner. He's a complete corner for Kentucky. And the Jets, man, right now, a lot of free agents in the secondary. Sauce Gardner is probably your only guy there, and he kind of struggled last season. So with Aaron Glenn and this new coaching staff, man, I think they'll prioritize the secondary. So I think Harrison is a good fit there for the New York Jets.
Yeah, I guess the question mark there is, has Harrison, through this pre-draft process, worked himself into the first round?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question at the end of the day. Yeah. Philadelphia, Drew, Ibuka and Ivy.
Yeah, I don't know what you was thinking about going to Ibuka there. Should have went D-line. I see you cleaned it up with Jerry Ivy in the actually, was that Headley that cleaned it up?
Yeah, I cleaned it up for him. I cleaned it up for him.
Yeah.
But I guess the Eagles could be they're in a position where they can do a luxury pick. They're Super Bowl champs. Yeah.
I understand. I get it.
It was a luxury pick, bro. That's what it was. A luxury pick.
I think both them and the Lions are probably the two teams.
Hey, I tried to trade down, bro, but nobody wanted to trade with me, bro.
Yeah, I was going to trade with you. You just moved too fast. But I ended up getting my guy anyways for the Raiders. I was going to trade up with the Raiders. But
I think with respect to the 32nd overall pick, considering who was on the board, had Zabel made it there, Drew, that was going to be the pick. I was definitely going to draft Zabel. I know Mekhi Becton, really kind of rehabilitated himself there with Stoutland there with Philadelphia. So, but he may be testing the free agent market. Although he's mentioned that he wants to remain in Philadelphia. Tyler Steen would be the next guy up. But if I had a shot at Zabel, I would definitely go in that direction. Then, of course, there are a number of guys on the defensive line. Whether it be interior or edge. And in the case of Jared Ivey, he's an edge, but he kind of reduces down in obvious passing situations, put him next to Jalen Carter and go to work. You know what I'm saying? So that made a lot of sense. I think you just have to also think about the fact that there's just more depth in that part, right? And then and a guy like Ibuka, we're not anticipating being available at that point. Go ahead and make that move. You know what I'm saying? little injuries here with Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. You know what I'm saying? They've been trying to get that third receiver situated. That was kind of the thought process there. But Philadelphia's in a unique position. They could do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? All right, keep it going. Pittsburgh. Helly, you made this selection, right?
Yeah. We traded for DK Metcalf in here. We gave up a second and a fifth. We added Metcalf with Pickens, man. Oh man, that locker room is gonna be a fun locker room, bro. It's gonna be a lot of turmoil there, but you know, Mike Tomlin, he's handled this. He's handled Antonio Brown. He's handled Le'Veon Bell. So even Ben Roethlisberger to a certain extent. So he's handled guys like this before. So we got Metcalf with Pickens, and then we went and got the next biggest need for the Steelers, Jahdae Barron, man, the corner from Texas. This guy could play safety, could play nickel corner, he could play boundary corner. That's a versatile chess piece. I love how he breaks on the ball. I love his eyes, man. He sees it really well. So, you know, a good tackler as well. So I think he's an excellent fit opposite Joey Porter Jr., man. So, yeah, that's all we had. That's why we don't have another pick, because we traded our second-round pick for Metcalf. So this draft is essentially Metcalf and Barron, man. Two of the biggest needs for the Steelers.
Yeah, I think that's a good haul, all things considered. San Francisco, I know I've gotten some feedback from some 49ers fans. They want kind of an impact player on the defensive side of the ball here as far as pass rush, opposite Nick Bosa. But with Will Campbell being on the board and some of kind of your long-term concerns with respect to Trent Williams and a need at guard, I think Will Campbell makes a ton of sense. And then, of course, Headley, I think you followed, or rather, that was you, Drew, who followed up with TJ Sanders. The interior defensive line needs work as well. Hargrave will be a free agent. Either way you slice it, however you prioritize it, and part of the reason why I went offensive line first is because I just don't think it's much depth there compared to the defensive line. But the Niners have to improve along the line of scrimmage, either side of the ball. That's when they're at their best, when they're able to control the line of scrimmage. That could be said for just about every NFL team, but they have to retool along both sides of the offensive line to keep that championship window open, potentially. All right. Mr. C. Prasky, Seattle Seahawks.
He made all these picks, too.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
He gave him what he wanted.
While I certainly don't think Kenneth Grant will last to the 40th overall pick, I mean, we actually had the 50th overall pick traded up. So Drew and I did a little business there, traded up. New Orleans needing to add some draft capital because the litany of needs that they have went down to 50. But yeah, Booker, clearly a plug-and-play starter along the offensive line. You know, that guard position has been a little bit of an eyesore here, and Mr. Prasky is not holding his breath as it relates to Christian Haynes developing. So you bring in Tyler Booker. Really, you have two guard positions, kind of question marks. So Tyler Booker makes a ton of sense there. Again, the aforementioned Kenneth Grant. Getting him at this point in the draft is insane value. There's a lot of veterans, big contracts that Seattle's trying to, or already has jettisoned because of some salary cap constraints. So getting Grant there in the middle of the defense obviously allows everybody else to make plays. And then because of the DK Metcalf trade, right, that creates an additional need at the receiving position. And we love Jalen Royals, man. Love the physicality. I thought that 4.42 he put together at the combine is a really good time for him because he looks like Deebo Samuel, bro. He looks, and he's playing like Deebo. I don't know if he's quite as physical as Deebo. I wouldn't go that, but there's definitely some parallels, and you didn't necessarily always see that on tape, right? I'm expecting Jalen Royals to just be blowing past for folks, taking the top off the defense. And I'm watching him in Mobile, and he's routing cats up, and he's using his physicality to get open. So I think he's very much an all-around receiver, and I'm encouraged by what I saw from him. So Missy Presley made all the selections, man. He came away with a good haul here in Seattle. Yeah. Drew, talk about your Bucks draft, man.
Yeah,
this is it.
Man.
This is it, right? This is it. This is actually what you want to see.
Yeah, that's all. I don't know what took so long, bro.
Yeah, he made both picks.
Yeah,
I did. I planned it that way, bro. Mapped it out. Feel me? But we traded down with Arizona. Oh, excuse me. We traded up with Arizona to get Jihad Campbell. He was sitting there at 16 for us. We were coming from 19. These boys need a linebacker. Levante David can't play forever. I think they're going to re-sign him back probably to a one-year deal.
Levante ageless out here, man.
Yeah,
Still
he is,
playing.
man. He is. But they need somebody right beside him. And I think this is the guy. And then obviously I think Savasi Dennis, if he can stay healthy, he'll end up being the replacement for Levante David. So those are your two solid linebackers there. And then Siobhan Rebel, Jamel Dean is out. Actually, I didn't make this pick. Headley made it, but I
via you though.
Yeah, via me. Dean is out.
By proxy.
Drew
made the pick by proxy.
By proxy. That's how we do it around here, by proxy, baby. But yeah, that's essentially it, bro.
No, this is exactly what Drew wants to happen. If Drew can come away with Jahad Campbell, Siobhan Revelle, it might be gravy after that. Bro. I think it's all gravy after that. Yep. So Bucks get it done there. Headley, the Tennessee Titans. Drew traded down. He didn't take Cam, but ultimately he picks up Travis Hunter. And then I followed it up with Nick Scorton. What are your thoughts?
Oh, excellent draft right here. To be able to trade down from 1 to 3 and get probably the best player in the class, either him or Abdul Carter. I keep going back and forth on it, but I ended up with Travis Hunter as my number 1 prospect in this class. His ability to play both sides of the football. The Titans have a need at corner and wide receiver. I think he's their best corner and their best wide receiver now in Tennessee. I love the ability as a pass catcher to track the football, go up and get it above the rim, and also the burst after the catch, the yards after catch ability from Travis Hunter. It's like him and Luther Burden in the wide receiver position in the NFL draft. So I like both of those guys. And then Nick Scarson. For some reason, guys like him, not the sexiest guys, and they kind of fall down the board a little bit. But these guys turn out to be 10-year pros. He's greasy. He just knows how to win. He just wins. You blocking him for 60 minutes for any offensive lineman is going to be a hassle. Nobody's going to stand in front of this guy for 60 minutes, man. And he's a guy just as greasy, get after the quarterback, helping the run game. He's not like the bendy 4-4 pass rusher like Pierce is, but man, sign me up for guys like this all day long in Tennessee, man. And I love it, man. He's gonna be a perfect fit next to Jeffrey Simmons.
All right, good stuff. And one more here, Headley, close it out, bro.
Yeah, let me close it out, man. You spoke about Jonathan Allen might be a free agent coming up soon here. Payne also. So, the Payne and Allen, they've been holding it down for Washington for some time now. But we're going to insert Derek Harmon. Harmon is a guy that wins on the interior with quickness. He has some physicality to his game. He's not just a pass rusher. He does really well in the run game as well. So he's a complete defensive tackle. And then we got Quinshon Judkins, man. Well, I got Quinshon Judkins. Drew wanted me to get a Caleb Johnson, but man, Quinshon is like that's my guy, bro. Like Quinshon is my guy from the start. The physicality, I like how he capped it at the combine with great numbers, athletic numbers as well. He's physical. He's just a better running back than Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson's superpower is once he gets to the second level, it has to be blocked up for him though. But once he gets to the second level, he can hit that second gear that Judkins might not be able to. But man, I like Judkins' physicality along this Washington Commanders offense, bro. You got Eckler to do all the pass catching stuff, and we got Judkins to run up the middle, be physical with those guys. Third, fourth quarter, man, you don't want to tackle guys like Quinshon Judkins. So I like to fit here in Washington with Judkins.
All right. Great synopsis there. Really enjoyed it. Our first mock draft post 2025 NFL Combine. Things are still happening. Things are still changing. Obviously, we're getting closer and closer to the new league year. We're expecting a lot of veterans to be on the move. It's going to be a very interesting and colorful, as they like to say, Drew, leading up to the NFL draft. So stick with us. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. We appreciate everybody tuning in, commenting, rocking with us for these 3 hours. I got one more comment.
Yeah,
Howie Arbus. What up, Titans? How y'all assess J.C. Latham rookie year, staying left tackle? Can you see a world at right tackle or even left guard? Definitely could play right tackle.
Yeah, he played right tackle at Alabama.
That's what he played at Bama. Yeah,
he did great at left tackle. He made that transition pretty easy. Him and Fuaga did the same thing. And because we had question marks about both of them going to the left side, how they deal with speed. And both of these guys in their rookie years, man, like even Joe Altball, Fashion did their thing. It was
a really special tackle
class,
Yeah,
man.
special
And
tackle
Paul
class.
O'Tonnell didn't even get to play for Pittsburgh, so hopefully he
Right.
gets healthy there as well. So yeah, I
Mhm.
like Latham on the left side, man. Keep him there, man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man.
Yeah, I'm with it. Mr. C. Prasky, we will see you next week. Everyone have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in.